Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. That is Ronaldo Brown. This is the watch-along for the Crystal Palace game. United playing Palace for the second time in 4 days? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Do you know when
5 days?
Do you know when you count in days?
Yeah.
How do you
Good question,
go on to the day of or the day before?
I struggle with it, you know.
Because that's actually
Right.
a question I've always wondered.
Right, so if we played them on Tuesday, what would you say? How many days ago
Wednesday,
did we play them?
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Do you do it was 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Because we're on the day, or do you say it's 4 days?
Like
That's always I've always struggled with that.
I did a tweet the other day, and Sky did. You see this tweet that Sky did on Tuesday?
Yeah.
They went United looking to win the first game in, or it can't. In fact, let me find it right because I tweeted him about that.
You X'd him.
I X'd him. Yeah, sorry, it's X now, and it's not the Bird app. Get involved in the comments in the chat and let us know what you think about everything and the team news, which we're going to get into in a minute. But yeah, Sky did a tweet where they basically ignored the fact we just beaten Burnley, and they were saying like United looking for their first win in 5 games or whatever. And I went to tweet it, we won 5 days ago, but then I had to work it out. I was like,
oh yeah,
I had my fingers out and everything when I was trying to do it. 4 days ago, there was it.
Yeah.
They delete the tweet now. But I was like, well, how many days ago was it, the Burnley game? Because I always struggle with that a little bit. Let's get into
but anyway.
any road. We've waffled enough about days and whether you count the actual day of something when you're counting back or whatever. It's all kicking off in the Brighton versus Villa game now. Right, here's the United lineup for today. You've got Onana, Lindelof. Let me try and work this out, right? Because they lay it out in this stupid way. I'm going to try and work it out. So it's Onana, and then you've got...
They always to do it weird, don't they?
I think it's Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, and Amrabat maybe at left back. Is that how he's going on? And then Mount, Fernandes, and Casemiro in the midfield, and then your front three of Palestri, Rashford, and no, that don't work, does it?
Nah, you know what they've done? They've done it number order in it,
Yeah.
which is confusing.
Yeah.
But I think we can work out
Right.
that.
So go on, right.
Yeah.
So the number order is Onana, Lindelof, Amrabat, Mount, Fernandes, Rashford, Højlund, Casemiro, Varane, Dalot, Palestra.
Yep.
Right. So what's your back four then? Obviously we know Onana.
So it's an honor and goal, and it is a centre half partnership of Lindelof and Varane.
Okay.
And then you've got right back, you've got Dalot. Left back will be Amrabat.
Yep.
Then you've got a midfield three of Casemiro, Bruno, and Mount.
Yeah.
And then the front three of Rashford on the left,
Sorry, I missed. Yeah, that's what I missed.
Højlund up front,
Yeah.
and Palestri on the right.
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
like that. I kind of like it. I like Marcus Rashford on the left. I think that's a bit of a no-brainer anyway with Højlund coming into the team. Palestra, I like to see. I wanted to see him get another chance because I feel he's a bit unlucky because he got that start, didn't he, against Bayern?
Yeah.
Didn't do a lot, and people going,
What's all that hype about?
Like, that's probably one of the most difficult grounds in the world to go to.
Then he played against.
Barely played.
Then he started against Palace. He wasn't amazing, but he was
It
against.
was a solid performance.
Yeah, he was solid. He's up against Tyreek Mitchell though, who's.
Do you know what? Give this guy his flowers. You was right. I doubted you. Forgive me. I'm never doubting you again. You said it was a penalty against him in the Palace game, and I weren't having it at the time. I don't think you said it on camera to me. You think you said it off camera to me. You went, "It's a penalty that you know," and I was like, It was a stonewall penalty against Palace.
When you saw the replay and the pictures,
it's 100% a penalty. It's not even I don't even know why there wasn't a discussion about it.
It was confusing.
Like,
I think
you said it, and I was like, I kind of dismissed what you said. I went, but it was. I watched it back, and I was like, oh my god, that is 100% a penalty. Like, what are you on about?
I think because we've not got the the rub of the green very much recently.
Yeah,
it's almost like our players aren't appealing as much for stuff. It's almost like we're not going to get it anyway.
I'm going to go a step further as well, bro, and I'm going to say, just make it the Ronaldo Brown was right podcast.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you on the Bayern Munich one.
Yeah, I thought the Bayern Munich one was correct as well. Obviously, both of them were Palestri.
Yeah, I'm kind of looked. I looked at that,
and
again,
they both prevented goals. Really,
I think that's,
both fouls prevented.
I'm looking at. I'm going. I think if you apply the letter of the law, he's fouled him there.
And both fouls prevented goals.
Yeah, like that's arguably red.
Do you know what I mean? So like,
I think that's the only debate to be had. Is it red cards? Because it's definitely penalties.
Yeah, his 2 starts though have come against Alphonso Davies and Tyreek Mitchell. Tyreek Mitchell's a decent left back for Palace. He's not really good going forward, but he's a good defensive 1v1. athletic kind of fullback. So he's not. He's
They're
not.
they're horrible, aren't they? If you're
Yeah.
a winger, and you've got just a solid defensive fullback who's not having any of it.
Yeah. He's
You know
so,
what I mean?
so it's tough, but he's got another chance against him today, and hopefully he does play. But I think he's there for the width that he provides, especially with Amrabat inverting from the other side. I think it's really important as well because we've obviously seen in the first few games that Rashford, his play style on the left isn't really one that's very indicative of linking up with Højlund or finding him. So it's really important that you've got a balance on the other side of the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think Pellistri provides that.
Let's go through the Palace team then, because you'll know a little bit more about this than I do. Got Sam Johnston, who had a very good sort of second half, I thought. We came on the name.
He was man of the match the game before against Fulham.
Was it?
Fulham should have won like 4-0, but he was pulling out save after save after save after save.
United player, obviously.
Yeah.
You've got Ward, Anderson. How do you say it? Gué.
Gehi.
I know I've heard commentators say it. I should know it. Gehi. And I'm not trying to be funny. I genuinely forgot. Mitchell, Decore, Hughes, Ayew, Easy, Schlupp, and Mateta. I'm going to get into the bench in a minute for both teams, but that Palace team, obviously, it's different from the one that we played on Tuesday. The big sort of names that stand out for me, Gehi and
Eze back in the team.
Eze's class, innit?
Yeah.
Really
That's the major difference. Palace aren't like nowhere near the same team that they are when they don't have Eze playing.
Yeah.
He's basically been their tempo set. He's been their bright spark. He's been one of the best players in terms of his performance so far this season in the Premier League. I think I saw his take on stats actually, Eze.
Yeah.
I think he's completed 26 take-ons. He's beat his man 26 times, and the nearest player's got 15.
About to say that's
a
lot.
I mean, and that's from central areas, which is really dangerous. I think Eze would be the worst type of player for us to play if we were set up the similar way that we were set up earlier in the season, where we had players that were kind of dynamic in midfield playing against us, the likes of Mateus Nunes.
We've got
Mateus Nunes for Wolves, etc. Players that kind of can just burst through, because we struggled a little bit with Casemiro being isolated as a single pivot. And Eze today is another one, especially on Old Trafford pitch where he gets off space, when we can't really allow him to turn and get ahead of steam, because even he's got the ability to beat anyone. So he's someone to be wary of, and the fact that he didn't play on the weekend is going to make a difference. Obviously, this will be a tougher test. Palace with their strongest 11, but they're not the greatest defensively, and they do give you a chance.
Yeah, I know we're a bit of a mid-table team. They're typical mid-table, aren't they, Palace? Yeah. They're good, but they're not amazing. Like
they're good enough to beat you if you're off it.
Yeah, that's it. They can turn up. Roy Hodgson's a wily operator, innit? They've got some players who can punish and who can do a job. But if you turn up, you beat them. Yes, it's that simple. Just looking at the bench here, because we know we've got this injury crisis. I had the news this morning that I don't know, Ronnie. What you're saying? We just got the Palace game on there. I think it's Matty Cash. He turns his back on the ball here, and then it is his elbow. Is that not a penalty? Or do you think because it's his elbow? And
I think it's. You ask him. I don't know.
Do you know what?
I actually have no idea.
Was it Postecoglou said the other day? They asked him about a penalty. He said, "I don't know." He said, "I don't know the rules." He said, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know." And he's a manager.
I think they just make up as they go along, because it's like, is it on an unnatural position?
Yeah.
And what's very confusing is there's different like refereeing stipulations for decisions in different leagues.
Right. Yeah, because the
Champions League stricter, Premier League's not stricter. Then you've got La Liga strict. Like it's refereed very differently.
What I hate as well, right? This whole unnatural position thing, because sometimes like they say, "Oh, that's not a natural position." If you're like sliding in or whatever, your arms are out. That is natural. Like if you're sliding,
in my opinion, I think to simplify it,
I think like your arms do sort of, when you're trying to balance yourself, they do stick out. You're not like that's unnatural. That's unnatural.
It does have to be complicated though, because if you do simplify it, which you could do, you're thinking it's football. You can't use your hands as an outfield player.
Yeah.
So if it hits your hand, it's just automatically a handball.
Yeah.
No matter if it's unnatural or whatever. Especially when you've got when it's preventing shots going towards goal.
That's
and
what
that
I mean.
as well.
Like that one there,
it's like,
because
it's like it's hit his elbow. It's tucked into his body. But if it doesn't hit his elbow, it's going towards the far corner. And so I don't know.
Did they do that? Do you remember the Lindelof one against Palace? And funnily enough, I think they changed it where it's like if it hits your arm, whether it's intentional or not, it's just a penalty. And then Roy Hodgson, even though he got a penalty from it, came out and said, I don't agree with this rule, but I've been overruled. like, this is the way it is now. And then I think they might have changed it, or I might be misremembering, but I remember the Lindelof one was everyone was kicking off saying, like, I think the ball bounced up, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, I didn't mean to do anything there. But I'm not sure. It's just very confusing. Just looking at United's bench, let me know what you think about this bench, Ronnie. Get involved in the chat in the comments as well. I'm going to get into some of the comments. We've got loads of people commenting. Hit that like button as well. If you're not doing so already, subscribe to the channel. Just give you an update what we're on about the Villa game we keep mentioning. Is Villa 4, Brighton Hove Albion 1. Brighton getting a bit of a pasting, which is unlike them under Deserby.
Nah, I feel like it is. I think Brighton are very boom and bust. They either batter you or...
Oh, is it? Sorry, I've not...
Nah, they batter you, but...
Tabs on them.
But De Zerbi's play style is, if they're not up to it, they're very, like, open.
We
Do you know what I mean?
Exploit that, when we played them, it was just an absolute shambles.
I think this would be their first loss in the league, though, wouldn't it?
No. They lost... did they lose to Newcastle?
Who did they lose to?
I think they lost to Newcastle.
Oh, West Ham, was it? West Ham.
Did you beat them, Ethan?
West Ham.
Villa.
Yeah.
No. Are you talking about Villa or Brighton? Brighton. Did you beat Brighton? Oh, you lost 3-1.
West Ham. It's West Ham. I know. I remember it's West Ham, Joe.
Is it West Ham? Right. I thought they'd lost the game. I was getting it confused. Anyway, let's go to the substitutes bench for Manchester United Football Club. Bayern on the substitute goalkeeper. Evans, Maguire, Ericsson, Hannibal, McTominay, Van der Beek, Garnacho, Martial. What did you make of that bench?
It's strong. It's strong-ish. It's got enough that can change it. Obviously, if Martial puts on a little, you can't really bet on it, but the cameo that he did against Bayern was promising. Yeah. I think Martial, if he's firing and actually fit, but I feel like he's been I think he's been semi-finished by his injuries over the years, and I think he's mentally not in it. But Martial firing is not the worst second striking option to have. But you've got Garnacho, who's definitely much better as things stands when he comes off the bench.
Yeah,
so
I like Garnacho.
So he's a bit of a spark plug. Van der Beek was sharpish against Palace when he come on.
Yep.
You've got Ericsson back in the forward office, a little bit of a different dynamic. Obviously, he's not very good out of possession. He's a little bit of a pedestrian, so to say, out of possession. But I think in games where you're controlling it and we might need to like chase a goal and open things up, Ericsson can do that. I think the bench is strong. You've got Evans and Maguire. A lot of people thought that Maguire would start today because of the injuries, but it seems that he's further down the pecking order than people might have realised. But I think
Ericsson will do anything other than play Maguire if he can. Like, he'll put Luke Shaw as centre back. He'll put Amrabat at left back.
I want to see what they'll say in the comments. Jay said to me yesterday where he thought if Reguilon's and Shaw are both fit because of how, and Martinez isn't, because of how Reguilon's been performing.
Yeah.
You thought he'd start Shaw left centre half?
I think if Shaw and Reguilon are fit, and Maguire's fit, Reguilon starts at left back, Shaw starts at left centre back, and Maguire sits on the bench. Under Erik ten Hag. That's what I believe.
Do you know what's actually very, very like interesting though?
Go on.
With Amrabat playing left back, right?
Big shout out to my boy Craig Norwood, by the way.
He's
watching. He's just messaged me.
He's like, when he inverts, it's almost like the Zinchenko, who else does it? Tottenham do it as well now with their fullbacks.
Good save.
I feel like when you do invert, that centre half on that side, the left centre half, he's got to make sure he's able to kind of defend large spaces and also like wide channels and 1v1. Yeah. So you need a specific type of centre half to play that position.
You don't think
so? Maguire couldn't do that.
Oh, you don't think Maguire could do that?
Lindelof might find it tough as well because, and I think Luke Shaw as a left centre half in that system when he's got an inverting fullback next to him, that might be best for him because he's
on a bit more.
Yeah, because I think Luke Shaw's almost turned into a bit of what a Ben White is, which is like a fullback centre half hybrid almost.
Yeah. I like
so
that.
like when you play in between, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think
he's petrol and electric.
I think Luke Shaw's best position now because he's not shown what Reguilon's shown in 2 games, which is that kind of impetus to run forward and be energetic and overlap.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that enough because Luke Shaw is one of them where he's actually so naturally good at football that I don't think he actually really pushes himself. Yeah. I feel like he can go through a game. I know that
sounds like contradiction, but it's not.
He can go through a game.
I don't think he's had it tough enough.
I think Luke Shaw.
I think he's just very, very good.
I think Luke Shaw he can go through a Premier League game going very one-paced and be decent.
Yeah.
Which is quite frustrating. But I think right now at this stage of his career, he might be becoming one of those players where his probably best position is being that left centre half of a 3.
So I think you're right, and this is what we were saying. You know, me and you were discussing it.
They might think, but
I know, but let us know because I just think I know this isn't about Maguire, but as well, if I'm Harry Maguire, right, look at it and you go, Martinez is out. Yeah. He's out for a little while. We've got defenders missing, and I still can't get in the team. I don't know. I know he played the other day, so maybe he's looking at going, look, I've just played 90 minutes. Maybe the manager's even had a word with him and gone, look, you just played 90, you're still part of my plans, but I'm not going to play you back-to-back games because you've not played enough football. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, I know that's
Nick Collins says, considering how well Evans played in the Carabao Cup, is he unlucky not to start today? Same goes for Hannibal with his performance when he came on. I thought Evans did very well against Burnley. Might have looked at this game and gone, you know what, I can still do a job in the Premier League. Can I get a nod? But I think that defence makes sense to me. I think the only question was, is he going to stick with Amrabat or is he going to stick Amrabat left back? He came on against Burnley, played there, like you said. Yeah. He played there. Was it just the first half against Palace he played there? Or I feel like he moved, or was he just inverted for the rest of the game?
I think he played there in the first half. In the second half, he just played his actual midfield.
Yeah, because I thought he moved. I was struggling to remember there. But we know he can do a job. I know it's early doors, but he's obviously someone the manager likes. The other bit of this defence, Varane, Lindelof and Delol, is not even an issue there, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's 5-1.
Who's that?
Jacob Ramsey.
Mate, Villa are absolutely giving Brighton a battering. Let's have a look at the comments anyway. Get involved in the comments. Brian Casey says, I think most people will be happy that Pellistri is starting today. Deserves it, I agree. Matt Wicks says, all Mount needs is the team to trust him more and he'll make an impact. Seeing a few too much hesitation to get him the ball. Adam Kenny says, difference is Luke Shaw is both and Ben White is neither. I like that, but anything for a bit of Arsenal slander with us too. Dylan N says, good, Brighton pee me off. Jack 3W3B says Brighton sucks. Einstein's Cat says Amrabat allows for so many options. Aidan Withers says Hannibal Ballon d'Or. Yeah, Hannibal has had a very, very good start. Say a start to his Manchester United career. He's been here a little while, but certainly his first team games. Just looking at the Palace bench, just for the sake of transparency, because I didn't mention it. You've got Matthews, Klein, Richards, Riedewald, Holding, Ozon, Raksakye, Ebiweye, Ola, Ebibome. I've pronounced all them wrong. Forgive me. I know I have.
Should have just said Croydon.
Right, okay. Yeah. So you've got the Palace bench there. I think that United bench, right, other than the fullbacks, right, I think it's strong, Because I think when you look at it, you might not rate Harry Maguire, but he's an £80 million defender that not that long ago was captain for United. Johnny Evans, who he's got experience, did well against Burnley. Like say you just want to bring him in the last 10 minutes, whether I know he didn't do that well against Arsenal, but in a game like this, you think he could do a job if he needs to.
Is more the intrigue being like that is United's bench without Luke Shaw, Malacia, Wan-Bissaka, Kobe
Martinez.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that bench. You look at
Anthony.
You look
Sancho.
at Sancho. Like you look at it and you go, all right. Let's say we get a defensive injury. Maguire comes in. At fullback, we might be struggling a little bit. Maybe Lindelof or whoever has to go fullback, whatever. But right, defensively, okay, you can bring on Maguire. Midfield wise, Eriksen. I know what you mean about it. He's not a sort of get stuck in tackler, but he's class on the ball.
Yeah,
he can definitely influence the game. If you look saying you want, I need someone who can control the tempo a bit more, get on the ball, start picking out some passes. You could bring on Eriksen. Hannibal, we know what he's about. He's had a phenomenal sort of last few weeks. I'm not going to mention McTominay and Van der Beek because I don't really think they offer much. Garnacho, 100% he causes issues. You get him on running at defenders, getting him behind. Oh my God, nightmare. And like you said, Martial. People might not like Martial, but it's not because of his ability. I think Martial gets criticised because of his injury record. So if he's fit and he comes on, he can do a job for you as a striker. Yeah. That's a good striking option to have if he's fully fit, which you presume he is because he's on the bench. So I look at that bench and I think that's all right, that. That's actually decent. You've got decent options for a lot of positions. Get involved in the chat. Am I overcooking the egg? Or do you think it is good? What do you reckon?
I've said it early as soon as the transfer window was done. I looked at the squad and thought, United squad is very, very deep.
Yeah.
But the quality of the squad can still be argued.
Yeah.
Because you can have a deep squad, but the actual ceiling of the talent or even the floor might not be that high.
Yeah.
So, because United have a lot of players that maybe a lot of meh players, but they still have a lot of players in positions. I think United have 2 players to every position.
Do you remember that time when we had that bench and it was like everyone was going on about our bench? We had like Martial on our bench. We had Pogba.
You would even mention Ahmad.
Amad Diallo as well. He's got to come back in. I remember there was a time on our bench we had like there was a game where we had like Pogba, Rashford, Martial or whatever. I can't remember Lingard. There was all these like stars, Cavani or whatever on the bench. And the reason that is you looked at our first team that he started that day, it was terrible. And it's like there wasn't like you could go on how great your bench is. Your first 11 isn't good. I think today our 11's strong and we've got a decent bench. And as you've said, we've got Diallo, Sancho, Anthony, Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Malacia, all to come back in, Mainu, all to come back into the squad. So whilst we've got injury problems, it's not that desperate. I want to talk to you about Marcus Rashford because Andy Tate sat where you're sitting. Talk about Andy Tate, the Manchester United fan, not Andrew Tate, the dude off Twitter. And he said that he wouldn't have started Marcus Rashford today, which... based on the game, this was after the Palace game midweek. He said, Garnacho's done a really good job. I keep him in the team. I see Rashford getting a little bit of slander. He does tend to get a lot of grief. Where do you stand on that? Do you feel like... I feel like today is almost a big game for Marcus. I feel like he's got 1 goal so far this season. Yeah. I feel like he's not quite got going yet. Palace at home, especially after we've just beaten, I know it was a weaker side that we beat midweek. I think this is a game where perhaps he needs to sort of step up a little bit and just remind everyone what
he's only got 1.
He's got 1 goal this season. That was in the game against Arsenal, yeah. So he's not scored. He's got a couple of assists. I think he got an assist in Bayern Munich. He got an assist against Forest. He also, as well, did like a pre-assist against Forest, that little dink over on it, and won us the penalty. But in terms of his actual numbers, I think it's played 7, 2 assists and 1 goal. I think is his record so far this season. So he's not really got going.
I think what was irking a lot of people the wrong way was it wasn't just his output not being what you want from him.
Yeah.
It's also that being compounded by his work rate.
His work rate does seem to be an issue.
That was rubbing. Because the thing is with Marcus, is sometimes his work rate's generally not that great anyway when it comes to pressing.
Yeah.
I think he saves himself for attacking quite a lot sometimes. Some players do that.
Yeah.
He might be a little bit of a luxury player in that sense. But some people may argue that he's not exactly like good enough to be just a passenger, especially where United are right now. But I think it could be a bit of a turning point in terms of, does the team work better with a lot more energy out of possession and a little bit more running than we saw from Garnacho with his work rate as well. But at the same time, I don't think Garnacho's as good as Rashford. I think Rashford still needs to improve his decision making. He needs to be a little bit more looking for his teammates more, because he's got 2 assists and 1 goal. Yeah. But I'd think he'd be the flip side, because I think he goes for goal a lot more than he tries to provide for his teammates.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think this as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you then. I think towards the end of last season, his numbers dropped. Yeah. Like, I'm just looking at it here.
He had a post end to the season.
I'm just looking in terms of Premier League. So just forgive me, because counting on the screen isn't exactly the most entertaining thing. But I'm just going to go through some numbers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in his last 11 games last season, he got 3 goals and 2 assists, which isn't terrible, because it's still almost a goal involvement every game. But considering the numbers he was putting up before that, it's not great. It's tailed off. My point is, he's tailed off. And look at this, is tailed off a little bit now. Is that him adapting? Is that him running out of steam? I always get the impression with Marcus as well. He always looks a little bit sometimes like he's uncomfortable, like he's carrying something.
Nah, I don't know about that. Like, I don't think. I feel like. I think he's carrying
it. Brighton, he looked.
I don't think he's carrying anything.
80 minutes, he just stopped running and was holding his leg, and it's like, what's going on, man?
Sometimes I have played. Sometimes them ones where you just, you don't want to run too much, and you're just kind of doing. Is
it one of them then? He's just giving us a bit.
I'm a bit tight. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, because
everyone's going mad at the Brighton game because he stayed on Marcus. Yeah, he didn't sub him, and everyone's like in the crowd. I don't know what it's like watching at home, but in the crowd, people going, "Look, he looks like he's injured."
It's his body language as well.
His body language.
His body language sometimes can look a little bit disconcerting. Do you know what I mean? And when he gets into patches that he's in now, where he's not really scoring and he's not firing, you can see his shoulders drop, and he kind of. Do you know what I mean? And
I've got to ask you these questions, man. I've got a few Paddock FC fans in here. Sean Seeke says, Jay, can you please ask Ronnie, what did the number 8 say to him? Great chokehold, Ronnie. Now, I don't want to get you in trouble here because it's you know, you might not be able to repeat things, but it's up to you whether you want to answer that or not. I've not got a dog in the fight.
He said something really offensive to that's difficult to take as a man.
Okay. Did he call you an Arsenal fan?
That would have been worse.
All right, okay. It wasn't that bad then.
It wasn't that
bad, it was bad.
It was
right,
bad though.
Okay then, fair enough.
It began with a B. So you can probably work out what he called me.
A big idiot.
along that line.
Yeah, listen, I know Ronnie for a little while. He's not someone who loses his temper for nothing, so I think it's safe to say he said something he shouldn't have said. And what I will say is that I've seen the footage, and I think the lad literally didn't want to know once you kicked off. It's safe to say that. He's having none of it. I almost felt sorry for him. Get involved in the comments in the chat. Let us know what you think about Manchester United's lineup. You can see it there on the screen. What do you think for the game as well? Give us your score predictions. Manchester United have just beaten Crystal Palace 3-0. Probably our best performance under Eric Ten Hag in quite a while. I'd go as far back as Chelsea towards the end of last season.
Before you went into the future then, I was like, wait, have we?
What? Yeah, no.
Just beating Palace 3-0. You're about to see it right now.
You know what? I used to love these games under Fergie, you know. When we used to play teams close together under Fergie, he was very, very good at, like...
beating them twice.
Yeah. Like, back in the day, he'd do it quite a lot. Like, you'd have these sort of quirks where you go, oh, we've got, you know, I don't know, Palace or Villa or whatever, twice in a week, and you just beat him both times. Because you beat him the first time, and then he'd work out, like, what you could have done better. Usually, you used to beat him the second time even
worse.
More. Yeah, like, you'd win the first game 2-0, and the second one 3-0.
Then you've got the whole mental side of it, where now Palace come into this game thinking... he just beat us 3-0 in a week.
Kind of, I won't say down.
They look like they mailed it in it a little bit.
Yeah, it's like they sort of went after the first one.
Didn't fancy it.
No, we ain't. Carabao Cup, not for us. In terms of today, then, what's your score prediction?
I'm predicting something similar. To be honest, I think there'll be goals in this game.
Yeah.
I think we'll concede though today.
Yeah.
I think it'll be 3-1 will be my bet, and I think Højlund gets on a score sheet today.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to. Do you know what? I would love to see Højlund score, because I think as well. I'm always conscious of this. Right? I go on about this all the time, so forgive me, because I always talk about like how it becomes a thing. Now Højlund's obviously scored in the Champions League against Bayern Munich, so he has scored for United. But when if he goes a little while without scoring the Premier League, it becomes a thing. People start going.
Yeah.
He ain't got a Premier League goal. You spent 72 million quid on, and the kid ain't even got one goal in the Premier League. He's not scored at Old Trafford.
How many games has he had though in the Premier League?
I know it's only early.
But it can build.
It builds.
Getting an early goal relieves.
Yeah, and then it ends this sort of...
Oh, my days.
They're going to score another one. Oh,
my days.
Brighton getting took to the absolute cleaners. 6-1. Aston Villa destroying Brighton. To be fair though, who doesn't beat Brighton?
Man.
Yeah, I know. This is a good point that someone's just made.
Deserve it out.
Someone, forgive me, and I'm going to lose. There you go. Emmett Toner says, Jay, you can ask Ronnie as well. Do you think that because Palestri played a full 90 midweek, he's only going to play him 60, tell him to press his ass off and bring on Medjbri to keep pressure up? So I was just looking there because my memory is like a sieve, as anyone who watches this channel will know. Palestri did play the full 90 midweek, so quite a lot of football for him, considering he
hasn't played much. Yeah,
he hadn't played a lot. Do you see that playing into this? Do you think he could, or do you think he's full of beans and he'll be fine for the full 90, or do you think he might go give you an hour and then we'll mix it up a bit?
I don't think he gets the full 90 today.
No.
We haven't really got much other option on the right wing, because Garnacho looks the most left wing player that you could think.
Do you want something to eat?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm starving, bro.
Jay
feeds me, you know.
I do.
Uncle Jay for a reason.
Tom, are you alright? I know you're busy, but are you out to just nip out and get Ronnie some scran? Get yourself something as well. Yeah, there's a card here for you, son. Because I don't want him sitting here for the next 3 hours without food. Because he fail off. Get yourself something as well.
Because you found out that I've not eaten.
Yeah, I'm worried about you. I'm more worried about the content on the channel, but it's all intertwined. Tell Tom what you want.
Oh, what should I get now?
Hey, go on. You can decide.
What do you want, and I'll get something that you're going.
You can get something as well. You get a drink or some sweets or something. I don't know. Sweets, like I'm your granddad. Get somewhere.
Should I send him to Mackey's?
If you want to get a Mackey's. Other fast food is available.
Can I get 20 chicken nuggets?
Get him 20 chicken nuggets.
Can I have ketchup, please? Basic. Thank you.
Will you get me? Do you know what?
And a drink maybe.
Yeah.
Any full fat Coke or easy diet?
Fanta Zero.
Get me a
Anything zero.
cheeseburger. Just a cheeseburger. Thank you. There you go. We're sorted.
I wonder what they recommended I order.
Do you know what everyone was discussing in the chat, Ronnie? What you got called? Because I saw these things like a Brexiteer. Oh, Linville B says a female dog.
Yeah, I was called a female dog.
Yes. Is that a thing for you?
And that just triggered me.
Is it a trigger?
You know
Is it triggering?
It's the way, I think it's the way you said it. When another man calls you a female dog, but he says it with his chest and vim.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't.
You can't have that.
Because basically, I've went into the box and I've been taken out, but the guy got the ball and I've obviously fell. And the guy that tackled me said, "Get up, you dive in, see."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I ignored that. That's just football. I was like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Fat idiot. Basically under my breath, but nothing, and just walked off. And then the other guy just was like, chimed in and then just called me that.
Right.
And then that just triggered me. Do you know what I mean?
You like Roy Keane against Alfie Ireland. That's Alfie Ireland. That's what.
Is that what he was called?
Nah. I think what happened with him was it's just a similar scenario. When we played Leeds in 97-98 season, Keane did his crew shirt. It's like a really bad injury against Leeds, and as he lay on the floor, Erling Haaland's dad, leaned over him and like had a go at him and said something about
like a soft,
or you soft or whatever.
That would fume. Imagine being in pain. Yeah,
was raging, right? He's obviously got a serious injury. He's lay on the floor. He's obviously not dived or play acting. It's Roy Keane. So he said he was raging, right? So anyway, about a year later or 2 years later, it might have even been longer. We're playing City, and this time Haaland's playing for Manchester City, and Roy Keane, first 10 minutes, whatever it was, knee high, studs up on his knee.
Yeah, I've seen it. Ooh.
One of the worst tackles you'll ever see in your life. Gets a red card. Doesn't even wait for the red.
Got it back in blood, didn't he?
Stands over him, says, yeah, that was, that's for what you did to me or whatever, or have a bit of that. Walks off. But then people were saying that ended Haaland's career. It didn't. I think he played 3 days later for Norway. But
3 days later?
Yeah, he was people say, oh, he ended his career. He didn't.
So he played. He wasn't injured then?
No. I'm pretty sure he played within a week or something. Like he played within,
because when you look at it, it looks like it basically took his knee out.
And also, it was his other knee. That I think that he didn't play much longer after that. But I think I might be wrong. Getting involved in the chats, I think it was his other leg that was the problem
from that challenge.
No, just I think it's a bit coincidental.
Yeah,
unless it's all connected, but I don't think it was, because people say, oh, Keano ended his career. He didn't, because he played after that. He played not long after that. But he didn't play for much longer. And then there's all this conspiracy of like, well, Haaland told his son, you're not signing for United because of what Keano did to me.
Yeah.
Which is a nonsense, because United, like, we could have got him at one point, but we didn't go and get him when he was at Molde. We could have bought him from Molde and he would have come.
He would have come.
His dad was trying to push him. His dad weren't going, you're not going there because a player that not even there anymore that's fell out with Fergie years ago. Foul me. But then by the time it got to him going to Dortmund or him going to Manchester City, we just weren't weren't able to sort of entice him, and certainly when City got him, we didn't go in with the money that they offered in terms of his wages and everything else. So there you go. Scon says Alf Inga Haaland played the rest of the game. Yes, it was his other leg, hence the bandage. Thank you. Wayne Flynn says it was an opposite knee that blew out. He finished that match. It was his right knee. See, I'm glad. This is what I love about you people in the chat, because my memory, I kind of remember.
That's one thing I love the chat. On his lives, because it's like Google.
Yeah,
you can ask the chat anything.
And people chat, and they don't just tell you the answer. They'll say, "Oh, his upper knee," and "Oh, that's why he went."
I feel like every question I've ever asked on camera or live, someone's answered it in the chat, and it's not even like. I've had to wait 2 minutes or 3 minutes to answer it straight away.
Do you know what makes me laugh, right? Do you know what you see challenges like the one Keane did? Do you know, like when you see commentators or people or pundits say, if you did that to someone in the street, you go to prison. Like, obviously, you can't just walk up to people in the street and kick them. Like, if I walked up to you in the street when you know each other and I just sliding tackled you, like down the pavement. Yes, I'd go to prison, because why am I doing that? You can't do that. If I did it on a football pitch, I wouldn't.
I bet. All right, is that the same? Is that the same?
Why do people say that? No one's saying it here, by the way. But it's like an argument. You're getting it. Like, if you did that, and if you did that in the street, if you did that to someone in the street,
do you know what?
Yeah,
that
of course
person.
you would.
I reckon. Does that same person watch MMA and go, if you choke that person out on the street, if you choke that person out on the street, if you put that person in an armbar out on the roadside, he'd go to prison.
Can I ask you about Ollie Watkins, right? Just bagged the hat-trick. Got the match ball, obviously. Man of the match as well. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. I don't know with Ollie Watkins. I don't feel like he's rated. I don't feel like see Ivan Toney now.
Yeah.
Ivan Toney is rated, right? I think people love Ivan Toney. I think people are like, and I'll put this in the chat, right? Who would you rather have, Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney signed for Manchester United? And I'll be very, very surprised. Do a poll. Let's just do a poll because it's topical.
The issue with Ollie Watkins is he's moulded different now, but Ollie Watkins was another one of those players where you didn't know whether he was a striker or a left winger. But he's definitely become much more of a 9 now.
I think Joe McGrath's entered the building.
So
we're going to be hearing from him at half
But
time.
Ollie Watkins is rated because he's been linked. He's one of them that gets linked to Tottenham all the time. And
do you reckon?
I thought
maybe I might have been asked then. Now, okay, fair enough. You think he's rated, and you know
double figures in the Premier League every season.
That's what I'm saying. though. He's smashing it numbers wise.
Watkins' goal record for Villa in the Premier League serious.
Like, let's look at these numbers, right? His last season at Brentford, it's very similar actually to Ivan Toney. 25 league goals in 46 games. Yeah, fantastic.
Got
numbers.
his move
to Villa, right? 14 goals in 37 games. Yeah, those are the sort of numbers that like Rashford was doing last season. Yeah, similar thing. The season after, tailed off slightly, not much, very similar. 35 games, 11 goals. The season after that, 37 games, 15 goals. So he's steady. Right, he's steady in the Premier League, right? This season, he got off to a bit of a slow start. He was on 1 goal in 6 games. He's now on 4 in 7.
Yeah.
So those are very good Premier League numbers.
They are very, very good.
Like, you are like...
Did you get the graphic wrong then? Because I just saw I was about to say on BT. On TNT.
Yeah.
I just saw it said that he was the second top scorer in the Premier League now behind Erling Haaland, which makes no sense because I felt like he's not really had a great start to the season goal scoring wise.
What about them like Son and them lot that scored them hat-trick?
Yeah, I think that graphic was wrong, or maybe I just read it wrong because it was definitely Son that was second in my opinion.
My point for that is, right, those are very, very good numbers in a team that has done okay to struggled a little bit. Do you know what I mean? They've been through a manager in the last couple of years, and there's a reason behind that. So
he's 27 now.
He's 27.
28 end of the year. He's in his prime.
I just wonder. I don't think that well, here's a good example of it, right? Which striker would you prefer to sign for United? Watkins or Toney? Toney, he absolutely smashes that. 70% of you so far are saying 267 have voted. Get involved in the comments in the chat. Are saying Toney. Don't forget, Ivan Toney's currently suspended for betting issues.
I think it's because Toney's definitely profile-wise is much more suited to what we need as a 9 than Ollie Watkins.
Okay, yeah.
Because Ollie Watkins is a little bit of he's a bit of an inside forward, but he plays up front and he can do well. But I think if you're playing next to the likes of Rashford and the players that we've got, I think Ivan Toney's definitely much more of the type of...
Do you know what it is as well? Just on the eye test.
He's more of a focal point, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like, and you know, little things with Toney, like he bangs in the odd free kick, doesn't he? And his free kick style's quite...
His penalty.
Exciting.
His penalties.
Penalty with his little step for his penalty. Yeah. It's like his little hop kind of thing.
He's good quality player, Toney.
Yeah, he is. He's there's something about him where you can watch him and you go, yeah, I really like the way he plays and what he does. I had I'm not advocating gambling. If you want to bet, that's up to you. But I had a bet on him to score a hat-trick against City, and it was 100-1, I think it was. And he scored 2. Remember at the Etihad?
Did you?
Yeah. I don't bet.
How much did you put on it?
I only put £2 on it. And he went through. Remember he went through right at the end?
Yeah.
And he went through. And I think because they were winning 3-1, it was the last minute. I think he was a little bit like...
Flipping £2 for £2, that's...
Yeah. I was like, go on, lad. And then I can't remember who it was who cleared it off the line, like Diaz or someone cleared it off the line. And I was gutted because like that would have been, you know... I mean, to be fair, it would have been straight out of my hand and the kids would have had it. But that would have been on the shopping.
Joys of being a dad.
Honestly, bro, you don't want to know. Yeah, lots of people in the chat. Go on.
You know what that reminds you of? Growing up, especially when I first started getting a little bit of change and that.
Yeah.
My mum used to always do that, dictating what I'm spending on. So like, you get a little bit of money and mum goes, "Oh, you buying a uniform with that?" you buying yourself some shower gel and deodorant with that. Do you know, that was what my mum was like. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a big fan of that, bro.
Get a little bit of money, and I was like,
do you know what I mean? Like,
and she was like,
Yeah.
You need a new pair of jeans.
Yeah, man. Like the banker mum shuts once you start getting your own dough. That's well, saying that it doesn't.
Yeah.
Trust me, I still get spends. Wayne Rubery says Watkins is Rashford 2.0. Boyo says 8 p.m. kickoff. Yeah, we're here for the next 5 hours. Why is someone saying that? I don't know. No, it's 3 o'clock kickoff. Oh, was it? Yeah. Ah, right. The graphic was wrong. There we go. Producer Ethan is back. Damn. But he's not making mistakes.
He's still in mobs.
Yeah, so let's not be too harsh on the kid. He's just the prospects. If he's a Newcastle fan, the prospects of playing United in the Carabao Cup, he's getting to.
He's got him very wounded.
Yeah,
he's already got nightmares about that PTSD.
I think he's looking forward to revenge, isn't he? Danica says Tonio's already said he's an Arsenal fan though. They all say that, right? They all say, I'm an Arsenal fan, or I'm a Liverpool fan, or I'm a United fan. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't mean anything.
Does everyone watching hate Arsenal as much as me? Because now that I'm hearing that Tony's an Arsenal fan, that actually bothers me.
Does it? I couldn't care less. And it's kind of par for the course, isn't it? And he's from like down south. And I know we have a lot of Cockney Reds or whatever, but he's a certain age. He's probably old enough to remember when Arsenal won the league. He's probably a little kid when he won the league and they drew 12 games and all.
Talk about that.
Henry and that.
Talk about what makes me feel old is I vividly remember watching the 2008 Champions League final.
Yeah.
Even though I was only, how old was I? I was like 10.
I'm glad you got to see it.
Yeah, I was like 10 years old. But I do.
That worries me.
I do remember it because I remember going through so much emotions, especially after when Ronaldo missed the pen. I felt like I would have cried my eyes out if we lost that game. But I saw a lot of tweets from people on Twitter, like United fans, which makes me realise how young the demographic is on football Twitter for United fans, that said they didn't see United win the Champions League.
This is what I mean. I think loads of fans won't remember the Champions League with United win the Champions League. It was what, 23 years ago, was it? No, what am I on about? 15
Sorry,
years
ago.
I'm getting completely confused.
So I think if you're 18, 19, 20 and younger, you won't remember United winning the Champions League.
Can you, like, if you're what, 13, 14, you're not even going to remember the league title, are you?
Jesus.
Do you know what I mean?
10 years ago now, yeah. Now, say if you're 14, 15, you might not ever have seen, and you're a United fan, you might have never seen United win the Premier League.
No. Even Stockholm, even the Europa's going to be like, oh, yeah, I was 7. I just about remember it.
Jeez,
so it's sad times, innit? I was very lucky. Welsh Dragon Phil says, Jay, you are not alone. Supported United since 85. Shogun says, Stockport, my second team. IR says, I'm 20. I barely even remember us winning the Premier League. Didn't watch many games in primary school. A lot of people as well saying Ivan Toney's a Liverpool fan. Paulo Ribeiro says, yes, Ronaldo. Same here. Alfonso Fonseca says, I think Son is underrated severely and would fit the United culture.
Who's Son?
Yeah.
Son's not underrated, mate.
I don't think he is. I think Son is very, very highly rated, and rightly so. He's a very good player.
Son's world class. And everyone describes Son as world class for the past 2-3 years now, so he can't be underrated.
He had a little bit of a funny one last season, didn't he, Son? Because
you know what? Me and Joe upstairs, like in the office upstairs,
Joe Smith.
In the week, me and Joe Smith, we had this massive dialogue and talk, and we looked into stats and stuff together. We was looking at players around Europe, like in the past 10 years, and we was talking about the whole XG thing and who's outperforming XG, who's underperforming XG, because we was talking about Haaland right now is on a trajectory where he'll accumulate 60 XG in the Premier League for the season because of the chances he's getting.
So if he matches his XG, he's going to absolutely destroy every record he's ever
basically
made.
Haaland should actually even have more goals than he has. But we was talking about...
Disgusting.
It's usually, obviously XG, a lot of people don't agree with it, but it's a good indicator for how good people are at finishing, especially over a long period of time. And we was thinking, what players have overperformed their XG by the most, really?
Yeah. In
their career. And we went through a lot of players like Messi and Suarez and Aguero and all the usuals, and was correct. And there was some, I think Messi's overperformed his XG by nearly, 35 goals.
Do you know what, right?
But what I was saying, we didn't remember, and then me and him yesterday was like, wait, we missed one player, and it's Heung-min Son. I think Heung-min Son has overperformed his XG in his career by like nearly 30 goals as well. I think only Messi's overperformed it by more. Because Son's like a ridiculous finisher on both feet. So I think you can't say that Son's underrated because he's very highly rated.
It's mad, isn't it? Because I'm just looking at now, but some of the things are a bit old. XG. Here we go. We've got our dinner
Shit,
here.
it's a mukbang now.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, Joe would turn in his grave, man. That he's not currently in.
What else to say?
I was going to say.
There. There you go, there's your nuggets. I've got my burger. Get involved in the comments in the chat. Forgive us for eating on stream.
I'll do this quickly.
We don't usually eat on stream.
Yeah.
DB Cooper says, Jay, can you let Ronaldo know that I rate him? Okay, we'll end it there. It gets a bit seedy after that.
What happened?
It's winking emojis and all that. Just W says, who's been a member of the first team for 22 months, says, I'm 22, vaguely remember Moscow, but vividly remember 09-11 finals. Remember the back end of the good years. Can't wait to get back to the summit. Forgive me, I'm eating. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Let us know. Those finals were annoying.
I remember those finals as well, and it just felt like we were just nowhere near.
We didn't turn up for either.
It was that.
Oh, we are. Joe, go on. You jump off. Joe McGrath's going to jump on.
Might as well,
Yeah, I thought you were around there eating for some reason.
No.
So Joe's going to come in.
Nuggets. Save us one for this, yeah?
No, he's only got 20. He's a
I'm
growing boy.
only joking. I'm all good.
Joe McGrath's here. Good to see you, brother.
Great
You good?
to see you too.
Good lad.
It's twice in a week, isn't it?
I know, man.
Same game as well. Same game of football.
Joe.
He's stuck. Ronaldo.
Go on, you can go behind us. You're all right. People expect a level of chaos when they watch this channel. You've seen a team there. While I eat my cheeseburger, you can go through that team. Give us your thoughts on it.
Lovely. Right. So I knew these sort of changes were going to come. Obviously, with the rest midweek, we had a great game of football midweek. I was sat here with you. Joe was over there. Ronaldo was also talking us through the game. It was one of my favourite games of football for United for a while because there was control in it. There was also a lot of like creativity. Players can be themselves, and we got 3 goals. Brilliant. Now some of the senior players make way for the others, and they take their place in the starting 11. So it's good to see Bruno Fernandes back on the bench. I don't think he ever likes missing a game of football. I really think if it came down to it, he'd play every single game. Rashford and Højlund at Old Trafford, that partnership needs to mature a little bit, doesn't it? They need to. I know they must be doing a lot in training, but there's nothing like 75,000 people. Manchester's so busy on the way here today. It's great seeing like a 3:00 kickoff at Old Trafford, sort of old school kickoff. It was an unbelievable atmosphere. So the more that partnership can cement itself, the more excited I will be as a United fan. And hopefully, if one of them can get a goal, a Rashford goal will be for me. I'd absolutely love a Rashford goal today. But if Højlund can score, it is really just these building blocks that we need. I just think we talked about it so much on Tuesday about goals being key. Let's just really do exactly what we did on Tuesday, but with the first team. So let's do a 3-0 win at Old Trafford. No mucking about. Don't let them get into the game. Do what we did on Tuesday, but let's get Højlund on the score sheet, Rashford on the score sheet, Bruno on the score sheet, and then we can all have imagine a lovely Saturday.
Oh, mate, imagine that. Thank you, Joe.
Saturday.
It'd be nice to have a lovely Saturday. There's a stat there. We mentioned Rashford quite a lot, but you can see there. He scored 4 times in his past 17 Premier League appearances, with all those goals coming against Cockneys. I mean, it's not a great record that compared to his usual records. Yeah. But like you saying, the main thing for me today, it's not even if he scores. I like to see him score. I want to see him linking up with Rasmus Højlund. I want to see something. You nailed it there, bro. I want to see that partnership developing. Yeah, because on the right hand side, I think we're in for a bit of a merry-go-round. I think you're in for Mount, Palestri, Anthony.
Whatever happens there.
It could be all. I think on the left hand side it's going to be Marcus, and I think down the middle it's going to be Højlund, and I think those two need to develop something. Excuse me. He tried it a little bit like a 2, didn't he, against Brighton? Didn't really work. I think it's better as a 3, but I like to see Marcus and Rasmus Højlund linking up. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. The players are out on the pitch warming up. There's a lot of other games going on today as well. The other big game, of course, is I think it's Spurs versus Liverpool, isn't it?
Spurs Liverpool 5:30. That's the only thing I'm slightly worried about when it comes to the United squad. Is sort of chemistry and development is so key. But when you look at it, you look at our Højlund and Rashford. Hopefully that partnership might last 3-4 years.
I hope it does, yeah.
But when you get into the midfield, Bruno and Mount probably for a while, but Casemiro probably got 1 or 2 years left at the highest quality, so we'd always have to look for that. Back into our defence, Varane shows just how often he can pick up a knock.
Yeah.
I feel like Martinez is going to be there for a long period of time. So are we going to find a new centre-back that's going to be his partner for a while? Evans, Lindelof, Maguire, none of them scream sort of like 4 or 5 years' time at United.
No.
Varane, I love Varane, but he might have 1 or 2 good seasons again like Casemiro.
Yeah.
So that Rashford and Højlund partnership is so important for me because I think that's longevity.
Yeah.
That is like 5 years down the line. I hope we're doing a watch-along and Rashford and Højlund are still banging it in.
Yeah.
But the rest of the team will be shaping up and developing as Ten Hag spends more money. But yeah, they need to hit the ground running here.
Yeah, definitely, 100%, and it'll be interesting to see, obviously, long-term what goes on at United, but more importantly, what goes on today. We need these 3 points, man. Palace at home, especially after you look at the last Premier League game at home. We lost to Brighton, didn't we, last time? It was at Old Trafford in the Premier League, so we want to put that right. No excuses today. We've beat them already this week. Yes, they're a good team, but they're not creme de la creme, are they?
Rainy day in Manchester as well.
Yeah, nice a little bit of that. Some of the other fixtures today, you've got Newcastle hosting Burnley. There's a big one for you. You've got Wolves hosting City.
Now, for some reason, Pep Guardiola's not on the touchline because he's had 3 yellow cards. And I don't think anyone knew. So if you know this in the comments, I don't think anyone knew. Apparently, there's this rule that was cemented in the summer, and now he's picked up 3 yellow cards, and now he's not allowed on the touchline.
It's not like Pep Guardiola.
He's allowed
to be involved in some sort of charges.
But I don't think anyone knew. Like, it was no news. There was no news about it yesterday. No one mentioned it in the press conferences.
Right, so no one said.
And then people was like, "Oh shit! I think this new rule means he can't do it." Honestly, I might be lying there.
No,
the news came out of it today, and it was like yesterday, all the press, I saw nothing about it.
Right, okay.
All the sort of interviews weren't touching on it. And today it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Knock on the door going, don't want to see
don't
you.
Think you don't do it. Do you remember when Jose got banned from the touchline and then was sat in the stands and his assistant had like that woolly hat on with an earpiece, obviously with an earpiece in, because Jose wasn't meant to be allowed to relay instructions and he obviously was. It was so ridiculous. Other fixtures, you've got Bournemouth hosting Arsenal, West Ham hosting Sheffield United, Everton hosting Luton, and then later on the late kickoff, like we've already mentioned, is Spurs versus Liverpool.
Pretty good game, that. Spurs at home.
We need Liverpool to stop winning.
No, but Spurs, I think it'll be a great game of footy. I don't know where it's going to go or who's going to win, but I think Spurs, bit of momentum behind them. Liverpool, love scoring at the minute. Good game of football.
I like Postecoglou.
Yeah, I think we all sort of have warmed to how. I think one of the things you've warmed to him is just his sort of normality a little bit, I guess.
We mentioned I've read Josh W's post out. Daz Salford 69 says, sorry, just tuned in. What do you about Rashford starting? I think that's what you think. I think he should start. I don't think it's a debate. Start. I know Andy Tate was sat where you are, Joe, after the Palace game in midweek, and he said he wanted to start Garnacho. But I don't think Garnacho when he starts is as good. Usually, I know he played well the other day, as effective as when he comes off the bench. And B, I think Marcus Rashford starts for Manchester United.
Where was Andy Tate hiding on Tuesday? Did I see it?
He came from the game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he was at the game and then he came in.
Garnacho starts. That's what he reckons. I mean,
listen, I'm not. He said he would. I think he said at first he said I'd have stuck with the same front three, and then he went, actually I'd bring in Højlund for Martial and drop Marcus, and then just keep Palestri on the right hand side, who has kept his place. To be fair, Cillian Wallace says Jay chokes on Joe's willy. What's that all about? He didn't say what's that all about, but that is from one of the greatest super chats in YouTube history.
The greatest.
That was so good. David Lindblom, who's been a member of the first team for 38 months, thank you for your support. My brother says, let's go for another clean sheet. I feel a 4-0 is incoming.
Yeah.
I mean, get involved in the chat and the comments. Let me know your score prediction. Aston Villa have just battered Brighton 6-1. Dylan Walker says too many people are stuck in the glory days and reject the idea of a player that's an upgrade just because they are not a top 20 player in the world. Mate, yeah, we're getting into some of these choking jokes a little bit too much, actually, some of you lot. Christopher Dunn says 5-0. Joshua Owen says 2-1 or 3-1. Which one is it, Josh? 3-1 or 2-1?
Josh, put your fucking balls
I don't
on
want
the
to see alternatives. Give me a score. James Norris 2-0, Grizz 5-0, Rennie Johansson 2-0. Glenn Sangster says This has potential to go either way, but I'm leaning to a win. Ocean Man says Villa beat Brighton 6-1, yet we lose 3-1. Jeez.
It's weird to think that the statement there, this has the potential to go either way. Does it? We've just beat him at home.
Is
Our
that
team's
not
stronger?
Is that not what you could say about any game in football?
Yeah, I suppose
Like,
it could.
potentially,
But I would leave
this could go. I mean, what even? Right, if we look for starters, potentially this could go either way. You've got a team in 9th playing a team in 10th. So yeah, potentially it could go either way.
I'd leave here fuming if we got beat today.
I'd be fuming if we drew.
So we should be winning.
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't.
the idea that it has potential to go either way.
I get the
is
idea
right.
that any game could go either way.
Yeah.
Any game today could go either way. But
Yeah.
it shouldn't.
The thing is as well,
we should beat
right,
Palace.
because I want to just get into this. I want to get into the record because I'm pretty sure Roy Hodgson's record as well at Old Trafford in the league. I know I'm being a bit sort of niche here, but in the league is quite good.
In the league on Saturdays.
In the league on Saturdays at 3 o'clock kick-off, yeah.
He's done pretty well.
Because he beat us a few years ago, didn't he? I remember the Beatles, the 3-1. That was the one. Was that the one where Marcus missed a penalty? And I think that in that one where Dan James was celebrating when we were chasing the game.
That was a bit gutting, that one. Wasn't it last year that they beat us when we were doing our little title charge? Or did they draw? Was it a draw with us?
No,
Yeah, it was a draw. Do you remember we had a week where we were in the race with the title? We beat
that was
City.
away though, wasn't it? That was at their ground, yeah. But I mean, they beat us in 2019 as well at Old Trafford. So they've had a couple of wins at Old Trafford.
I don't remember that one.
I'm trying to look there. That was Hodgson.
Ollie
again.
was the manager.
Jordan Ayew and Patrick Van Arnold. Yeah, sorry, that was the one where Dan James got the 89th minute goal and was celebrating and he had to be dragged away. And then Patrick Van Arnold, I remember Paul Pogba got dispossessed and Van Arnold scored. So there was that one. And 3-1 was the one with the Victor Lindelof handball on it.
It's interesting to see how far the team sort of hasn't gone too far away from the Ollie days there. The team was made up of Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw. There was McTominay who still got kicking about. Bruno. Yeah, no, not Bruno, sorry, but this is a different one.
Yeah.
It was like that sort of main bulk of players hasn't really disappeared.
I think
like
now
4 years ago that was.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of expect that in a team.
Yeah.
Right? You're always going to have a few
What if
players
we were
there.
that good then?
I think the focus has shifted though into who the main players are, the main stars are, because always back for some of those games, you're looking at players like Paul Pogba and Martial was your main man for your goals and stuff like that. Now, obviously, you've got Rasmus Højlund leading the line. Rashford's still there, but then you've got players like, Bruno Fernandes, Palestri wasn't there. So it is a little bit of a mixed bag. Get involved with loads of people giving us their score predictions. Dylan Brown says 4-1 United. Archie Highlands says 3-0. One Check My Playlist says 1-1, lads, trust me.
Oh, here we go.
Douglas Boynton says, I think it's going to be a nail-biter, 2-1.
Is Ronnie on for a week?
Andy Stewart says 3-1. Gumball says 9-0, easy meat. Adam Hasler says 4-1. Richie Jones, 7-2. King Cantona, 4-2. Albert Leder, 3-0. Flamster, 3-0. Pengamar Bowler says 8-2. At 8-2, be a Palace fan right now. I hope that is the case. Tame says, Jay's deluded in regards to positivity. I am a bit deluded, I'm not going to lie. I do get very positive a lot of the time. I'm not even going to deny that one. Jordan Morris, talking to deluded, says 9-1. Suvik Bhattacharya says 4-1. Liam Sheesby, 2-0 United. John Bolt, 3-0. Sam Z, sorry, I'm missing some here, 2-0. Hit that like button, people. If you're watching, give us a like. I think we're up to 373 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Come on, we're just about to kick off. There's over 2,500 people watching. Hit the like button. Smash a like, as they say. Ronaldo's coming back, I think, just in time for kickoff. Joe McGrath, always a pleasure. We'll hear from you at half-time as well. Tiesco Santa Clara says, good morning from America, lads. Where do you think Mount goes in the squad? Once Shaw comes back and Amrabat goes next to Casemiro. I think he'll find a way to play him. I think he's a first-team player. I don't think he'd have come from Chelsea for 60 million quid to sit on the bench for Manchester United. And I don't think...
Who do you think he is? Kai Havertz?
I know, yeah. He's not really done anything, has he, Kai Havertz?
He's not, but... I think Chelsea fans aren't surprised though. They were so sure that he would be shit there.
Yeah, like Chelsea fans
week in, week out,
were annoyed that we got Mount for a
they were more annoyed that
A, he's a good
that
player. B, came through the academy. C, I think he had a good rapport with the fans. Like that's lacking at Stamford Bridge. Havertz,
They didn't care.
yeah, he's got that Champions League goal, but that's it. Do you know what I
Living
mean?
off that, you know.
I know, and I think the sort of the grace period of that ran out a little while ago. I was watching Rory Jennings. I think he was on the overlap when Maka was on there, and he was saying like with Mount and I said Haaland, with Mount and Havertz it's completely different. I think Havertz, they were like, yeah, you can have him, he's rubbish, and Arsenal paid quite a bit for him, didn't they?
Yeah.
We're just about to kick off.
Let's go.
Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. You can see the team there for United. It looks like Sofian Amrabat is going to be at left back, so that makes sense with Lindelof Varane at centre back and Dalot at right back. Then a midfield three, we presume, of Casemiro, Mount and Fernandes, and your front three of Marcus Rashford on the left, Højlund down the middle, and Facundo Pellistri on the right hand side.
Facundo.
Man like Facundo.
It's a name, that.
Facundo.
Name and a half.
Could you name one of your children Facundo? Do you think?
Facundo Brown.
Facundo Brown. Are you going to carry the...
Nah, because his nickname will be fat.
Are you going to keep the torch going of footballer names? Because your family, anyone who doesn't know, you've got a sister called Trezeguet and a brother called Rivaldo. Are you going to continue that?
I don't think I will. I think I don't even know what I'd call him. Not in any rush to have kids anyway.
No, you've got plenty of time for that.
You know what I mean?
United have kicked off here.
It is Lindelof left centre half, as expected. I know on the graphic it had Varane on the left centre half position.
Right, yeah.
But 2-3 build up there. Pressing a little bit higher than he did.
Yeah. Do you know what? 31 seconds in, you can see Palace are up for this a bit more than they were on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just the way they've set up, way they've approached it.
Yeah, I've got in there now.
Mount on the ball.
They've got Ward back.
He looks good, doesn't he, Amrabat? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
as in he's good looking.
There's that. He just looks like he's got a bit about him. You know when he's on the ball, he looks like a comfortable kind of guy. I don't want to jinx him.
Cult hero status, do you reckon?
Do you reckon? Maybe.
He's got cult hero credentials.
Yeah, he has. Right, come into the team. Yeah, what's that? Play me at centre back, at left back, not an issue.
Yeah,
that's a nice little ball. To be fair, there you go. Let's keep going.
What a pass!
It's a foul, referee.
What's he doing?
Oh my God, that is a
fucking
blatant
foul, man.
How's the linesman not seeing that as well when it's 2 yards in front of you? Absolute whoppers.
It's a blatant foul. Is it behind him? Referees hate Pellistri, man.
They do, don't they? That should have been a free kick and we'd have scored.
I'm guaranteed it.
Yeah. That'd have been 1-0, Casemiro header.
Yeah.
Been robbed already.
Do you know what's mad? Like, Casemiro's goal scoring surprised everyone, but then, like, I think in his last season for Real Madrid, he scored 7.
Really? Because he's had 19 goal involvements since he's been at United. So it's around 19 goal involvements in 50 games.
He's always been a threat, like, inside the box.
That's a poor ball out from Rafael Varane. Yeah. What do you like of this, or think of this idea? I don't think we're going to see it today, but the idea of maybe Casemiro.
Pass it. Pass it. Pass it!
No, Marcus, you've got to pick a pass there, lad.
Come on, man.
That's the criticism that Marcus gets there when he's not got his head up. Marcus running, and I think he was trying to say to Højlund, maybe make the run, take the man away from me. Amrabat just tried to just mate. We've just tried 3 fouls and a land ball. We didn't get any. We didn't do any of them. Well, they played on, so they can't moan. Did well there, Amrabat.
Just player, isn't he?
Yeah, just made it look easy. You just look a little bit more comfortable when you've got players like that in the back four there. Fair play to him. Yeah, it's been a lively start from United, but not had it all our own way. Here we go, though. Mason Mount on the ball. He's trying to find not enough on that, and in fact, I don't even think that pass was on.
Ooh. Anderson. Silky on the ball, Anderson. No.
Yeah.
Good header. Second ball's coming up.
don't want to get carried away, but Sofian Amrabat is
He's world class.
world class. Like one of the best players I've ever seen in a red shirt. Genuinely.
But, you know, he's definitely the best bald player.
Yeah.
What now? Who do we have? Henrik Larsson.
We had. Do you know we had Veron? He looks a little bit like Veron as well.
Who? Everyone say in the chat, who's the best bald player that has ever played for?
Does Stam count? Yep, Stam. Because he's the best defender I've ever
he's
seen.
bald as well.
I've never seen a.
Ashley Young's bald.
Can you have Wayne Rooney in his skinhead phase?
Nah, it's
Or
Ashley Young qualifies as well.
Right, okay, so you got Ashley Young. I feel like it's kind of taken a downward trajectory here.
Yeah.
It's like, we're doing all right. Miles says, Steve will love how much Amrabat is scanning. He loves a good scanning, Steve, doesn't he? He's always going on about scanning. A couple of people. Wayne Flynn says, the
Steve's
Rashford
funny
hate
as a
is
gaffer, though, man.
embarrassing. Get behind the lad.
He gets a buzzword and just says it, when he coaches.
Oh, yeah, he does it. I've heard him say it on videos.
You'll get the ball passed to you.
Yeah.
Like with your back to the touchline.
Yeah.
And you'll say, scan, look, check your shoulder. If I check my shoulder, I'm looking at the fucking crowd, mate. You know what you're talking about. But he'll do it like
What's
in
he like as a
possession,
coach, Steve? Do you listen to him?
He's
like?
Steve's the exact same person no matter what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he's what you'd expect.
I remember it's funny because keep possession. That's all right.
It's a bright start from Mount though.
Yeah, it is. He's looked much better.
Pressure's mounting.
Nice. Okay, go on, my son. United with another throw-in. Yeah, been all right so far, United. Amrabat looking good. Mount looking good. Just got to maybe make a little bit of better, make better decisions.
Yeah, Mount's had a very sharp start today.
You know,
He's finding a little bit pockets in that left half space as well. He's getting the ball a lot in there. It might not be a miracle that as soon as you get Amrabat, and balances the midfield a little bit with his inverting. It's made Mount a little bit better. Seen him more advanced.
This is kind of right. What the people that were waxing lyrical about Amrabat, this is kind of what they were saying. Like, because I was a bit worried about how much expectation was being.
Yeah, I think some people did start getting worried, saying, he's a decent player, but everyone's acting as if like.
Looking at Diogo Dalot, decent ball in, but just a little bit too close to the keeper. Sam Johnston comes out. Yeah, it was like people going, once you get Amrabat in, it's going to make this massive distance. And I'm thinking, is it? And if you want to be cynical, you could go. I mean, I love that from Amrabat trying to just basically push the ball out with his hand. Yeah, I think you want to be cynical. You could say, all right, a 26-year-old at a mid-table Italian team, is he as good?
26?
Amrabat.
I thought he's 27.
Sorry, well, even more so then. Like, he's not a kid, is my point. Yeah, he's 27, you're right. So, a 27-year-old at a mid-table Italian team, is he that good? Can he be that guy? But obviously, from the 7 minutes I've seen so far today, yes.
And in a week.
And in a week as well. He's
definitely good enough. He's definitely an upgrade on the other midfield, like the likes of McTominay, Amrabat.
Massively. The thing is, right, if you're like McTominay now, you can watch this game, right? You could see, or not, maybe not, we're getting carried away, it's only 7 minutes in. You can watch the game against Palace, the last one, not this one. Watch the rest of this. See what Sofian Amrabat is doing. You can say, right, okay, now I can either get my head down and try and, battle for my place, or I can sort of sulk and let my head drop. And I just hope he doesn't sulk. Come on, Max, you've got to do better than that, man.
Come on.
Did well there. That Mount again.
Mount, man.
Mason Mount's having the best 7.5 minutes I've seen him have so far for United.
Looking our best bet, innit?
Yeah.
Getting Rashford isolated a lot 1v1, but we're just not getting there. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, he's already grabbed the ball on it.
Painful out.
Yeah, it's a
some
sore one.
Some keepers know the dark arts, though.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Rasmus Højlund took a little bit of an elbow there in the neck as he went in for that ball, that cross from Dalot. But I mean, you're not going to get a penalty for it because Sam Johnston was literally catching the ball when he did it.
No, he did nothing wrong there.
Yeah.
Got to keep an eye on Eze, though, man.
I know, he's one of them, innit?
Brother's dangerous.
He is.
I can say that. It sounds suspect.
You know what I mean? You'll be alright. You're fine. You get away with that. United just trying to play out from the back here. Victor Lindelof on the ball. Mount. Oh, that's not a great
Just
ball.
lose past that because Mount was in a good bit of space.
I know, and there was no reason, no need, no excuse for that
pass.
ball. Yeah, like it wasn't really under pressure. There was a lot of space around him.
Sometimes be the easiest passes you mess up because it's almost like you let your concentration wane a little bit because you feel like it's simple.
Yeah.
You didn't mean to pass it there.
Amrabat's been dispossessed there. Casemiro.
Tackle.
How have you given out a foul and you didn't give the other one a foul?
Fucking
We had a similar one at the other end of the pitch and he didn't give a foul on Palestra. And then
hospital pass by Delolo, isn't it? It's a foul, that.
Nah, that's a definite foul. 100% that's a foul by Casemiro, by the way. Like, he basically catches the ball with his trailing leg after he's taken out the Palace player.
I still think these tackles where you get the ball but you kick through a player's foot to get it. That was what happened against Amrabat just then. They're fouls still, man. They're still fouls.
A yellow card for that. He got sent off against Palace last time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, not this week, obviously.
Yeah.
That's
Casemiro, yellow 10 minutes in.
I know, it's not what you want, that.
Concern.
Just don't, I'll be saying to him now, I know it's a big part of his game, just don't go to ground.
Yeah, stay on your feet.
Just got to stay on your feet.
Eze might have a pop here, though.
What, from 35 yards?
Nah, he's going to cross it. He's capable, though. Nice cross.
Oh, do you know what? He probably should have scored
I think he
there.
should have scored that guy.
I think that's a free header there, 7 yards out, whatever it is.
That was a cross and a half by Ward in the left.
It was. I think he's got to do better
On the
there.
left there, and I feel like he just needs a bit of a good contact.
Who's leaving him there? Is it Bruno? Nah, it's Varane, isn't it?
Got away with one there.
Mate, that should have been 1-0 to Palace. That's the best opportunity of the game. Wolves 1-0, Diaz own goal. Oh,
Jesus.
go on, ref, blow your whistle in that game. Go on, we're in.
Go on, we're in. Hoyland. Ah, shit.
Oh, it's cleared off the line. Rasmus Højlund there, little shot over the keeper. Looked like it was going in, and then someone's just hooked it off the line.
Damn, man.
Oh, that's that kid who you signalling out, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Thought he was in there for his first Premier League
Well,
goal. Get an early goal here as well. You can turn this into the same game as Tuesday night where you can just get out of him and their heads drop.
Yeah.
Just keep going, United. Keep
There's just
working
no,
them openings.
There's just no winning this season, though, because Liverpool look like they're back to what
It's
they were.
Liverpool or City already, innit?
And
Like,
still can't completely rule out Arsenal.
do you know what? And you're going to hate me for saying this, Ronnie. Arsenal are the best option for me. I'm sorry.
That's the problem.
I'm sorry,
because
bro. They are.
Because I hate Arsenal, but I can't stomach Liverpool winning the league either. So
And there's no good option.
there's no good option.
I'm other than United, and we ain't going to win the league. Let's be realistic for 7 minutes. Like, the options realistically are Liverpool, Arsenal, or City. Now, out of all of them, I'd probably want Liverpool to win it the least.
Yep.
Don't want them catching us on titles. Don't want to see the Scousers win a title with crowds in the ground. Just don't want to see that, right? City winning 4 in a row would be horrible because it's 4 in a row, something we've never done. You're going to hear all the nonsense about City, the greatest team ever. Newcastle are 1-0 up at Burnley as well, which...
We don't care about that, Ethan.
Keeps producer Ethan happy, though.
Oh,
It's all right. He's worked a little open now and got a corner.
knocking on the door a bit, though, now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are getting... Rashford's getting a lot of the ball.
Mount there again. Nice little chest down there. Fellaini-esque. Oh, maybe there could he give it to Mount perhaps? Mason Mount taking a corner. Is he any good at corners, Mason Mount?
I think that's where he got a lot of his assists.
That's a very good corner.
Varane's claiming a corner again for like a free header where he's headed it out. Here's the chance again. Great pace.
Ball that for Matt Rashford, to be fair.
Just neat. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's reaching for it, and there's not a lot he can do here, I think. He's just
done well.
Trying to get something on it.
Yeah, he's done most he could. Maybe he could have got a little bit more power on it. But
yeah, I think he's stretching to sort of get it. This is the header from, is it Guy?
Ooh.
I mean, it's well wide.
Just a stronger flick on that.
He should really at the target there. He's flopped. Still 0-0. Get involved in the comments. People saying about Wolves. Yeah, Wolves 1-0 up. Come on, ref. Blow your whistle there.
Everyone's so excited about that. Fucking City with how long left to go? 75 minutes.
Yeah, that's it, innit? Yeah, that's going to end up like 5-1.
I'm pretty sure the last game they went 1-0 down to. They went 1-0 down to West Ham as well, didn't they?
Yeah,
and then won the game 3-1.
3-1, like it's what we used to do. We used to do it all the time. We'd go behind, and you wouldn't be concerned. Teams used to regret taking the lead early against us because we just turn it on. Then they get back 5 or 6.
Even 2-0, you thought if we got a goal, if you get 2-0, you thought we get a goal, and the momentum was crazy.
Yeah,
especially at Old Trafford.
Ocean Man says, miss those days, John. Jay. Nicholas Walker says, Stevenage 1, Oxford United 0. Thank you. Let us know if that changes.
United have had 84% of the possession right now.
Dominant performance. Here we go. Onana's ready to go on a little run.
Good to nick an early goal, though.
It's not a bad ball, that.
Played the ball long to Mount.
Oh, you give it there, Marcus.
It's not his first instinct.
No.
Is it to pass? That's annoying, because he said Saka was injured and I took him out of my fantasy and I'd have scored.
Kyle Saka scored for Arsenal against Bournemouth. You can hear the Glazers out. Chance at Old Trafford. It's not a big bad list from United, is it?
Just need a goal, man.
Yeah. Well done, Diogo Dalot. Palestri here. Oh, could have gone anywhere, that. It just probably went where there weren't any United players. That's a definite foul.
I think he's bored out a little, but I think it'll be good if we could sustain a bit of pressure in their half, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we know Arsenal are winning. Ronnie's fuming. What's going on there, producer Ethan? You okay? I thought you were shouting.
Nah, it was Joe.
Was it Joe?
Exerting himself.
Everyone scored so early.
We haven't.
Yeah, we're in here.
Go on.
Oh, bro. Hoyland snatched at that a little bit. He used his strength to win it back.
Good little area.
Oh, no, sorry.
Mount
holds off the player.
Mount
wins it back, yeah.
He's just leaning back a little.
He's probably got certainly got to do a better shot. But
then ironically, I think he looked like he had a little bit of a moan that he didn't pass it him. Rashford.
Really? He usually doesn't moan Matt Rashford. He just puts it down.
Just buzzes it. Yeah, you can tell it's like he says it in his head.
Yeah, you can see it with Garnacho a lot. He never moans, he just sort of goes like that. But you can see he's raging.
Yeah.
Garnacho does that.
He just realistic deep down, he's fuming.
Get involved in the comments and the chat. Let us know what you think about the game so far.
It would be good.
Rashford there took one in. He took one in the face there?
Sorry,
one
in the head there.
Missed that. What happened? I think he's all right.
Hopefully he's all right though.
People saying about Rashford not passing. Mohammed says, I see Rashford not trying to pass. In fact, actually, Yip Yap says, should have passed to Rashi.
Casemiro taking his gloves off.
Does that mean he means business?
I thought it was very suspect. He's very martial, like he's it's not even October yet and he's got gloves
It's not
on.
even cold, is it? And I
Jesus
get cold,
Christ.
me. I'm always cold.
He's took him off probably because his hands are sweating.
Yeah.
Knees weak, palms are sweaty. Sort of like that. Because I know exactly what it's like when you wear gloves on the wrong day playing football, and then obviously
Are you a glove wearer?
Yeah, I was a bit, and you run
Was
about
it?
a little bit, and then you can just feel all the sweat building up inside your gloves because it's just not warm. It's like not cold enough to be wearing them. Casemiro's already worked that out. Oh shit! Almost give the ball away there in our own box, Varane.
It's all right. Onana's got it. Onana's got this. Let us know what you think about the game so far. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 0. 20 minutes in. I was worried. 20 minutes. We're going to start running out of steam now.
Nah, hopefully not. He's finding a little bit of joy though, Mount, in that.
Yeah, he's doing well so far,
channel,
mate,
but
Mason Mount.
we're getting a lot of control, having a lot of possession, but I'd want more of it to be in their final third where it can like sustain a little bit of pressure. A little bit of a sloppy pass there by Casemiro. It was a good counter press, but just couldn't get the actual nick on it. Press, you like tackle the ball almost to their player.
Yeah.
Looks like they're getting a foot on it now, Palace.
Dan C says, bit flat, likes to see Amrabat in the centre, dictating, feel like he's wasted at left back.
Yeah, I feel like the game's gone a bit like slow now. A lot of possession for possession's sake.
Come on, we just need to work some openings there. Get Sofian on the ball, here we go.
Where's the logo in? Oh.
I mean, we're not doing ourselves any favours there. It's a good job that you've always got that option there, but no, it's just giving it away now. That's just stupid, that, from United, that.
We brought Onana in to not launch the ball, though. Because I think in that instance, there was a pass through the lines if he had it in his locker, which he's meant to the low.
Well,
I would have taken a few players out of the game there, but he just launched it to no one.
Thankfully, Palace will just give it away now. We've got throwing down
Which is
here.
what we criticised the hair for.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree. Still early doors, though, innit, for Onana. I think he's done all right. I think he's been a bit unlucky. Obviously, the Bayern Munich mistake was a bad mistake.
Yeah, bad mistake. He's faced a lot of shots.
He's took a lot of stick as well. I've seen people already like 4 games in saying, we shouldn't have got rid of the hair, you know. Like, what's he on about?
We've not been great defensively, which obviously doesn't help a keeper. Mitchell tight as fuck there to Palestri. Do you know what?
Dan C says, I miss Reguilon already.
It's because he ran forward with like urgency.
He was attacking, innit? Reguilon. It's mad as well because like when we got him, everyone's like,
yeah,
what? Is this what we're doing
Whereas
now?
the game's got a bit like, because this match now has gone quite flat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So halfway through the first half now, not much has happened after the first 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. This is what
a lot of our joy was going down the left. We haven't really built much pressure. I think Palace are getting a little bit more into it. I still think we need to be careful when they counter.
Oh, that's
Poor
ball,
Rashford.
Marcus. Bloody hell.
Go on. Pass safe
Not a
side
great
there.
ball. They're in here. Palace are in. Oh, no, he's got it caught under his feet. And then Delo's managed
Fouled
to
him
get back.
there.
Well done, Diogo Delo. That was a bit sloppy there from United. Got to be careful.
I'm about passing wrong side. Good recovery speed though from Delo. Can you hold it? Good set.
Luton beating Everton at Goodison. Sean Dyche out.
Everton are so bad, man.
I know, they're terrible, aren't they?
Good in.
Oh man, I put Dan Juma in my team because I thought Everton playing Luton at home. Oh my God, we're just giving the ball away again here to Palace. That's a poor ball. That. Don't foul him.
Don't foul. Looks like he was playing for a nick.
Yeah, he's just getting into the box and thought, I'll have one here now.
Yeah.
Right, man, not bad touch.
Fucking hell, sloppy.
That is so bad.
Gone sloppy now.
That's awful, that, from Casemiro, then. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Palace are getting into it.
Yeah, well, we've done the usual thing. We've had our 18 minutes of looking all right, and then it's like, oh, take our foot off the pedal now. It's been going on this since Fergie retired. Seriously.
It's running theme, blow a load early, don't score, and then we just allow, I don't know if it's concentration, I don't know if it's a mentality thing, I don't know what it is, but Palace are growing into the game now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean. It's annoying that we let that
Into
happen.
the game much more. Eze over at set piece as well. He's good from these situations. Oh my God. What a fucking finish.
Typical, that. That's been coming. You said it. Palace are growing into the game, and Anderson with a rocket from, I don't know, about 10 yards out into top bins. From that set piece. That all came, all that, from, we gave away free kick because Casemiro miscontrolled it.
What a finish that is. Oh my.
The goalkeeper's got absolutely zero chance for that, by the way.
It's got to be against us. It's got a deflection on it as well.
Let's have a look at this. Let me see this. Yeah, it comes off Delow's shoulder, I think. Takes it away from. I think the keeper might have had it not got that nick.
Offside, yeah? Blocked his view. No, it's not. Has zero effect on anything, but fuck me, man.
It'd be great if they gave it.
We know we're not getting VAR in our way.
Jesus Christ. So Eddie's record, Roy Hodgson's record at Old Trafford, is very good. Especially considering United doing that same thing we do every game almost, where we start off all right for 15 minutes, did it against Brighton, did it against Bayern Munich, and then we just stop playing.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, shit.
Casemiro there. I thought he was going to get an equaliser.
Casemiro almost nailed
He needs
one.
to step up, Casemiro. It's not been good enough this half. So annoying.
Not far off, was it?
No.
Scored 3 goals in his last 3 games as well.
Yeah. He's our top scorer, isn't he?
Yep.
4 goals in total.
Yeah, it just seemed like we was
Let
knocking
us know
on
what
the
you
door
think,
a little
bro.
bit.
Not just bro, people. And in the chat, get involved in the comments in the chat. Let us know what you think about the game so far. Manchester United trailing Crystal Palace.
I think we need to proper pick up the tempo a little bit now.
Yeah.
Though. It's been a little bit ponderous. Sleepwalking a bit.
Jacob Lloyd says, dude who scouted Onana, they need to be fired. It's nothing to do with Onana, that. Like, Onana could not... You can't expect him to
pass
save
the
that.
ball forward, the low man.
It's a
There's
deflected
a couple
rocket.
opportunities. The Low's had to pass the ball forward, and he's Cruyff turned. Fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ.
Head him in, though. Squeeze. Throwing in that area is not the worst. We don't want to see this again. Jesus.
Yeah, Phil Berry says, how is that Onana's fault? I'm not blaming Onana for that. Come on, people. Get a grip. It's not Onana's fault, that. It's a rocket from 10 yards away.
Every
I think he
loose
even got a
ball
little
recently,
touch.
every break of the ball has gone to them.
I know. Matt Rogerson says Wrexham losing to Crewe. Khalid Umar says bringing Bayern Day. I don't get that. I don't get why people are blaming the goalkeeper for that goal. Seriously.
Bringing Bayern Day. Talk about reactionary. Can Bruno pass those on the floor? Mount creeping in again. He's getting a lot of...
Come on, Marcus.
Come on,
Get in
Marcus.
this game, son.
Ooh, good.
No, that's not a bad ball,
Not
to
a
be
bad
fair.
ball.
Oh, Dallo, wake up!
Go on.
Find someone. Find someone. Oh, Casemiro!
Is he pass? Who was he trying to pass that?
I don't know, but there's 3 Palace defenders in front of him to do that. Needs to find some consistency, Casemiro. People don't want to hear it, but he does.
This is what I mean. I want us to sustain pressure a little bit, but then it goes slow again.
I know.
Can we get into their final third? Can we get him to drop a little bit deeper?
You'd think we were one to look.
We help him get out by this fucking slow shit, passing the ball all the way back to Onana where we can go forward. Then it's a hoof.
And then it's a hoof that's not.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's no point.
Right,
Bit of a nothing ball, that though.
Everton are losing 2-0. At home to Luton. I mean, Everton they won last week as well, didn't they? I think they turned the corner and they're losing at home to Luton. I think we've got it bad. Imagine being an Evertonian. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is where he's dangerous as fuck.
He's just about to score the greatest goal in the world.
Good defending, Varane.
Yeah, well done there, Raphael Varane. Oh, it's a big tackle, that, to be fair.
Tackle.
Do you know what I mean? If he doesn't make that, we're in all sorts of trouble. Someone's saying Liverpool are down 2 now. No, they're not. They're not playing.
They're not playing yet, mate. Maybe he's seeing it in the future. Man, seeing the future.
Come on, United. Stop wasting time and halves of football. It's all the time. It's like, oh, wasted that half.
I think
Nothing happened.
I think he's toasted on.
Mate, it's unreal, this. Palace are bang average. The 10th.
Actually, but that's exactly what they are.
Yeah. And we've made them look good. After that initial 15 minutes where we were doing all right, and we had a lot of the ball and we were like, trying to make things happen, it's the same old United. Just tail off, let the teams back into it. If you're the opposition team now, you must be loving coming Old Trafford.
Yeah, but the mentality now...
There's never been a better time in our history
should be
United.
Pick up a little bit of tempo, probably nick an equaliser just before half-time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And get in. But I don't know if I've
Like,
got
what is that, Bruno?
Sloppy, man.
Seriously. You said it before about stop going backwards as well. When we was mint, right, when we was amazing, you had players like Roy Keane and players like that. I think Rio said it. If you played it backwards, even in training, he'd be on you. What do you think you're doing? You're not at West Ham
Pass
now,
forward,
mate.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We go forward. Here, it's just like safe, easy
So
passes.
it's passing backwards, but then when we pass forward, it's not good enough.
No. Half of it's just hit and hope. Oh, mate. Thing is as well, when you get games like this, the longer it goes on, the more confident Palace get. And you've already seen them have that little counter as well.
Yeah.
Because they have got players like you say with Easy who can cause you trouble.
It's capable of the moments of just bursting through.
Nick Collins says, not watching the match, 3 p.m. blackout, so can't the only defence I can give. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
To Casemiro's yellow card has got to him mentally, but he's got to be stronger than that. Can't be not controlling the ball because he got yellow card 20 minutes ago. Like, he has. Adam Kenny says Varane has been our best player. Andre Augustus says Varane is class.
Yeah. Varane's been solid today. I say Varane and probably going forward, our most likely looking player has been Mount. But even he's come out of the game a little bit last 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's just, honestly.
Varane again.
Yeah, Varane's certainly doing the business.
Hopefully we defend this set piece a little bit better. Cross near post, Varane clears it out for a corner, and last time that they had a set piece, he scored from it. So hopefully we defend it a little bit better, because that cross from Eze was really low, and it managed to squirm its way through.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Was it Højlund who tried to clear it, diving header? He just missed it, I think. Jesus Christ.
Almost carbon copy.
You give it him back?
Literally almost a carbon copy. But I knew that pass. Just the way he hit it, way too floaty. Needed a lot more on it than that. Oh, shit. Rashford is down.
This is just embarrassing this again. Let's have a look.
Happened. It's just a little bit of a stud to the ankle there.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like there was much in it, but
No,
he's in a lot of pain.
It might be been the right idea anyway, just to go down.
Just to slow it down again.
It is embarrassing.
To be fair, we haven't really built up any momentum. There's not been any.
It's the same old. Running like every game, yeah, almost every game. You have that 15 to 20 minutes. Right, first 15 to 20 minutes. Like against Brighton, first 17, 18 minutes against Brighton, you look good. Against Bayern Munich, away at Bayern Munich, first 18 minutes, you look solid. I know, obviously, Onana makes some mistakes to let them back in, but then we just fall to pieces. And then against Brighton, we fell to pieces. Here, first 15 minutes, look all right. Then next thing you know, they get a set piece, they score. And now it's like, if I was a betting man, I wouldn't even fancy us to win this. The way it's going. I wouldn't.
I don't know. There's still a long
way to go. And I don't want to be negative. I'm not trying to be negative for the sake of it. But we've seen no evidence so far in this game other than those first 10, 15.
You just don't. You just really don't, up for it. You don't want it,
took our foot off the pedal.
You don't want it to look like a bit of a false sense of hope we got from beating a weakened Palace team.
West Ham are beating Sheffield United 2-0.
City still 1-0 down as well to Wolves, by all accounts. Yeah, I think it was West Ham. They were 1-0 down at half time.
Yeah.
And then he scored 3.
You just know, don't you? Like, there's no drama there, is there? Like with City, it's just they'll win. That's what they do.
Yeah. Wolves are a weird team, though. I wonder what the stats are like in that game.
Wolves feel like they get, like, chances, but they've just got no one who can finish.
Yeah.
Right. Trying to bring up some scores there. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. Hit that like button as well. You might not like the score, but you can like the video.
Might be no Rodri, no party.
Yeah, so Arsenal. I'm just going to run through some scores. Arsenal beating Bournemouth at Bournemouth. Everton are 2-0 down at home to Luton. Obviously, you know the Crystal Palace United score. The United Crystal Palace score, I should say. Newcastle beating Burnley 1-0. West Ham beating Sheffield United 2-0. Wolves beating City.
If City do lose to Wolves, that would mean that the 2 games that Rodri's not played, they've lost.
That would be a turn up for the Bucks, wouldn't it?
Which tells me how important he might be.
Yeah.
Still feel like they should have enough to beat Wolves without Rodri, but who knows? On his touch, far. So I mean, you got Højlund up front saying we thought he'd nick a goal, but he's not really getting a great deal of. He's not getting a great deal of service.
No. It's like you were saying early doors. Mount was everywhere. He was getting the ball. He was creating things. He's not really.
He had a bright first 20 minutes or so.
Someone says, sorry, I can't read your name, says, any insight onto why we look so uninterested? I don't know. I wish I had. Also says, why is our mentality so weak every time we concede one goal and they act like the world is over? People saying Ten Hag out, get a grip.
Oh, maybe just went to the wrong person.
I was thinking that.
Looks offside there, Bruno. Go on, can we? This is what I mean. Can we like keep possession here? Keep getting attacks. See, I should have passed that then.
Someone's saying here, Palestri's not good enough. Tactics Gaming saying Palestri's not good enough to start period. We are a 4-2-3-1 team. Anything else, we are poor. Mr. Magoo says, put the kettle on, Jay. Fix a brew. You won't miss anything.
Yeah, it's gone very like dire in it the last 10 minutes. Oh, Casemiro again gets a flick near post. I think he's always our best bet from a set piece.
I cut my farts. Says, I can't stand Rashford, like at all, overpaid.
You maybe should have done better with that Casemiro. That flick near post. Could have maybe done better. Right. Been a lot of that. Been a lot of first time passes from.
Oh man, this is woeful. This, by the way. Come on.
Been a lot of first time passes from Bruno. I haven't found the mark.
Yeah, Bruno's not done a lot this
Give
half,
away
to
the
be
ball
fair.
a lot, man.
Do you know what I
Bruno.
mean? He's another one who needs to step up a bit more when the going gets tough.
Oh,
Almost.
almost. I think it's just one of them. If he gets a nick on that, pulls it back, we get a good opportunity there.
Yeah.
Great pass. Could have been a chance there. But I think he had to hit the ball hard.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That wasn't a great ball back to Marcus. United just look flat,
Yep.
to be honest with you. Palace 1-0 up. United looking flat. It's the same old, same old. That wasn't a great ball for Marcus Casemiro there, to be fair to him. And now Palace have got another free kick.
Doesn't look at the moment that we're going to nick anything.
No, it doesn't. I don't feel like we're up for this. And, you know, the sad thing is as well, a lot of the time, we don't come out after half-time better.
Our second halves are usually terrible.
Yeah, like we go in at half-time, come out at half-time, we come out worse.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on, but I just don't feel like, for whatever reason, since Eric Ten Hag's come in, United have like
Get on
turned
it,
up
get
in
on the
second-
ball.
Second half.
Pick up, fucking show some urgency, man.
I know, you think we were winning.
That's a big indicator as well. When we get throw-ins, we get free kicks. How quickly we trying to start play again? How quickly we're trying to get on the ball? It's not happening. And what have we got on the bench to change it? You got Martial, you got Ericsson, you got Garnacho. You know, some.
Can't string
Now
two
for like
passes
every
together
single
at
pass
all.
getting a fucking toe on it. By
That's what I
Palace players
mean.
Now.
It's embarrassing, man. You're going to be hearing from Joe McGrath at half-time. He's going to go through all your stats, let you know what's going on. The most important stat, obviously, is that United are 1-0 down. Arsenal have just scored as well. Odegaard, there's some good news.
Yeah.
Just gets worse this day, doesn't it? I don't know, man. Come on. Oh, dear.
Shit. Just feels like we're sleepwalking into the half time.
Honestly, it feels like they've wrote off this half already. It's just unacceptable. Ericsson, I need to get a grip of it as well, because Roy Hodgson shouldn't be coming and just outwitting you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Come on. What on earth is that, man? Like, Casemiro, come on. It's just poor.
It's been very, very poor.
Everton pulled one back against Luton.
Play. Pass it.
Bad ball, that. Got away with it, though. Oh, no, we haven't.
Very, very, very alert defending there by Ward. Could have easily switched off. Go forward.
I know, that's
Fuck
poor,
me,
that
man.
there. Jesus wept. Rashford.
Rashford had a stink.
He's had an absolute awful half.
Oh,
Just then, even that then,
shit, man.
like 44th minute, and you're hitting a ball straight to their player's head. It's just poor, man, really poor. Nicholas Walker says, are the players too comfortable under Ten Hag? They know they're more safe than the manager, so don't have to give 100% all the time.
I don't know, we can only speculate, but fucking hell.
Clayton M, who's been a member of the first team 38 months, says, much as I hate Maguire for Palestri, Lindy at left back, Mount on the right wing, Amrabat in midfield.
Don't know if that helps us, because we're trying to get a goal back. Do we really want, like, it's almost like a defensive change, that.
Oh, Mount did the hard bit, and then the pass wasn't there. Man on!
Half asleep.
He's been like that all game, you know, Casemiro.
Some defending that.
3 minutes. Added time.
Delon needs to stop doing that once a game, though. Delon's just beat his man twice, but then he won't even try to do that again for the rest of the game.
I know.
From what I've seen there, we might as well have Delon right wing.
Get the ball. Get on with it. Honestly.
Doesn't look like we're trying to. Because he was good the first part.
Fucking
hell, man.
Jesus Christ, man. What is, like, we're going backwards and then it's just a long ball and they get
it's
it.
all right saying you're retaining possession, but we do the go backwards, not go forwards, and then just lose it anyway with a hopeful pass. Might as well have just been hopeful in the first place and gone forward.
Mate, this is an absolute farce.
Yeah.
Same old.
Okay, now, ref, that's a yellow, that.
Right. Yeah, close.
Yeah, it's a yellow, ref.
Yellow all day long. It's not really a debate. We are going to be hearing from Joe McGrath shortly. He's going to have some stats for you. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Let us know what you think. What changes, if any, would you make at half-time as well? There's obviously a lot of candidates to come off because it's not been a good performance by almost anyone for Manchester United, to be brutally honest. Might have one last opportunity. Free kicks, very, very far out, so it's going to have to be pinged in. Right, just go straight to Sam Johnston. And that's the end of the first half. Another woeful half from Manchester United. Joe, we're going to go over to you shortly. You can give us your thoughts in a minute. Make sure you are getting involved in the chat, in the comments. Let us know what you think. Everyone's getting it. Everyone is getting criticism. Rashford's getting criticism. Referees getting criticism. Go on, Joe. Let's hear from you.
Right then, what the hell was that? I was fuming, frustrated as hell watching that. I think one of the things that we're lacking is just quality. We're getting a lot of the ball, and we've got the halftime breakdown in front of me. We've got a lot of the ball, 73% possession, so we've got the ball. It's just what we're doing with it isn't working. Our biggest passes of the game are Lindelof, Varane, Amrabat. They are controlling the ball in the defence. So what we're not doing is allowing the midfield to sort of run with it. We have got over 73% possession. I just felt throughout the game that Palace just seemed, even though they weren't dominating the actual game itself, just seemed a little bit more up for it. And how does that happen? We're playing the exact same game. Yes, the teams have differed, but the actual cause that we're fighting for it is 3 points at home at Old Trafford. Another thing that's frustrating is this Old Trafford, the fans have already seen a Premier League defeat at home to Brighton the last game. They do not want this again, but yet we're down 1-0 at half-time. Every single player is looking a little bit frustrated. Højlund is trying his best, I feel like. Marcus could do with a much better second half. Bruno needs to become more influential. I'm heading over to some of the breakdown now. I was mentioning, Jay, a lot of the passes are coming from the control at the back. Varane, Lindelof, Amrabat are top three players when it comes to passes. When you look at chances created, it's Bruno there with only 2 chances created in the game. Delo, Mount, Rashford, all with 1. The key sort of events are obviously the goal. There was nothing really Onana could do, but I think he will be frustrated at his defence for allowing Anderson to have... It wasn't a lot of time, but it was a space for the ball to land and for the ball to get into the back of the net. You cannot take away from Anderson's finish, but if someone was pressing him a little bit more, I think that is completely different. I also think when it comes to when we start getting fluid from the defence to the attack, we could be a little bit quicker. Mount's having a decent game for me personally. I don't know what you think. Mount's having a better game. But I think Casemiro could just look a little bit stronger when he's picking up the ball and he's firing it forward. Although he did have one of our shots. Again, they have got 4 shots. Crystal Palace, we've got 7. We've got 1 on target. They've got 1 on target. Theirs is the goal. So although Palace are 1-0 up, what I'm trying to get at here is we've had a lot of possession, a lot of the ball. We're just not doing anything with it. And that quality it has to be there in the second half. If we get beat again, back-to-back Premier League defeats at Old Trafford, when other teams, Arsenal 2-0 up at Bournemouth, at Newcastle are winning, these are our rivals. And these are the points that we need to get now to sort of build on the foundations of our Premier League year. We can't look back at this as a mistake. This is Erik ten Hag's second season, his second start to a Man United campaign in the Premier League. We cannot be chasing our tail again. And I just got one of the things that Jay and Ronaldo were mentioning is that opening 20 minutes of flair, creativity, excitement, which we don't capitalise on it. If we can identify that, why can't the players, the coaches, Ten Hag, why can't they identify it? Why can't they work on it? Why can't they see that there's a slump in our sort of attitude in the way we play football after this golden 20 minutes of play? Or why can't we just bloody score? I think we're frustrated as hell. But I do have a little bit of hope about it, because if we can continue to have as much of the ball as possible, because we had a lot of possession in the first half, if we can just... Ten Hag can find a way of getting the quality out of the players. Because Rashford does... He showed a couple of signs there. He sort of... There was 1 or 2 attacks early on when he had the ball. He had it for a bit too long, didn't he? Yeah. And he should have really offloaded it to Højlund. He should have really found the pass. If they can just sort of communicate a little bit better in that final third, I'm hoping we can win this game 2-1. But at the minute, it's not looking great.
It's not, and Rashford's getting a lot of stick in the chat and on Twitter, and I've seen quite a lot of people going for him. Bruno as well is getting a lot of grief, and I understand it. Listen, I'm Marcus Rashford's one of his biggest fans, but when he's having a poor game, I'll say he's having a poor game, and he's having a poor game. His decision making has been woeful, and even like just towards the end, then little balls where there's someone to play in and he's hitting it into the defender. He's got to do better. got to do much, much better than he has been doing, because he's been pretty ineffective, because he's constantly giving the ball away. And he's not alone. Bruno Fernandes, Ronnie said it earlier, what's he done in this half? What's he given us this half? Nothing. Mason Mount started brightly, faded a little bit. I think he's been one of our better players. For me, though, as well, Rashford, Bruno, and Casemiro need to take a look at themselves. Casemiro, 4 days ago, whenever it was, we were talking about how wonderful he is and amazing, and he's our top scorer, and he's one of the best midfielders in the world. And then that performance we've just seen was woeful. Yeah, he's given away the free kick that led to the goal needlessly. He's got himself booked. He's constantly giving the ball away. It's just not a good enough performance. So 3 big players there, Rashford, Bruno, and Casemiro, and I think all 3 of them need to massively step up in this second half if we're going to get some out of the game, because they've all been very, very poor.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of our best players, we don't like saying this because obviously you want your best players to be attackers, because that means you've got goals and you create chances, but Varane's having a very good game at Old Trafford. His passing is the best on the pitch, 62 out of 66 passes completed. We head down towards the sort of more defensive aerial duels. He's the top of the list there for ball recoveries as well, 7 ball recoveries. Tackles as well, he's amongst it with Casemiro. Also clearances, 4 out of 4 clearances. Headed clearances as well, he's the top of the list. So we don't like when defenders have a great game because it means there's pressure on us, but Varane's doing pretty well there. We have to keep an eye on Casemiro as well. 10 minutes into the game, he picked up a yellow card. Him and Amrabat are top of the list for fouls committed. It's going to be a tricky second half, especially if Roy Hodgson makes sure there's a bit of pressure on him. Because if you remember, this is the game he got sent off in, did he not? Is this the...
Yeah. Strangling Will Hughes, is it?
Completely different circumstances. I know one was like an outburst when there was a bit of a scuffle. But if he gets another red card at Old Trafford and we're still 1-0 down, it really makes that mountain to climb just twice as big. I think Roy Hodgson, being the kind of manager he is, he's smart, he's intelligent, he's got a lot of knowledge. He'll know how to make a couple of his defenders sort of wind Casemiro up a bit, lead to opportunities where Casemiro might actually leave a foot in or get a little bit dirty. I hope that they can protect Casemiro in a way, or Ten Hag might even look to take him off after 60, 70 minutes. But yeah, it's a kick in the teeth as well when we've got to see all the half-time scores and everyone else is doing bloody good. City is an anomaly. They're getting beat 1-0, aren't they? An own goal. But Arsenal, Newcastle winning, these are our rivals, and it's like we want to make sure we're 2-0 up at half-time at Old Trafford, not 1-0 down. Yeah,
it is deflating when you look at it in like City result aside, all our rivals doing well, and then look at the Manchester United performance. And the thing is, we've all been there. We know how this can go. Second half, you come out, the crowd are behind you because it's the second half. Everyone's up for it, right? Let's get into them. And if the team don't perform, the crowd will turn. We've seen it. I love the United fans, but they will.
It's worrying and concern though, because as we identified in the first half, we are usually even more shy in the second half. Yeah. Like, we don't really respond well. I think I've seen us tire late in games. I think the first 15 minutes out of a half time is usually our worst performance, game in, game out. So when we go into obviously half time, a goal down, I'm not really filled with confidence that we're going to turn it around, because it's one of those where it seems though there's a mentality issue anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's been from the start. Because obviously Palace look like they're a little bit more up for it, but the mentality issue is when we go down, you see like players kind of drop the shoulders a little bit. You see them moping, forcing things, and then we're getting caught either doing one of the two extremes as well. So when we go down, I feel like players either play a pass that's too safe, or they force it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like,
you're right. So there's no happy medium.
There's no happy medium between them.
It's a hoof, or trying to look for something that's no one's got the end of, get the end of even, or it's like you saying, like there's been times like where Casemiro's had space in front of him, and this is Casemiro. One of the great DMs of all time, and he's just getting the ball and going backwards. You're like, just look up, just turn with it. There's been times when we've just been constantly going back, end up back with Varane's constantly having the ball, and then we'll give it to someone like Mountain, but ping someone over, and no one's getting on the end of it. Pelesti's been very quiet. He's not really got in the game. Yeah. Delow's had a bit of joy down that right-hand side, to be fair to the kid, but he's got to make a bit more of his crosses. I feel a bit sorry for Rasmus Højlund. I don't even throw him into this category of not playing well. He's running himself into the ground, but he's not being helped out by some of his teammates. Some of the sort of passes he's chasing, they're almost like lost causes.
Yeah.
They are. It just feels like he's just chasing things that he's never going to get. Hit the like button, give us a like, get us involved in the chat and the comments. Let us know what you think. I'll go through some comments and then we'll go back to you and your stats, Joe.
Yeah, of course.
Discombobulate says, how many times are we going to see this? Strong first 10 and then the drop off. Casemiro dropping a stinker. James Stewart, Joe, give us a cuddle. I'm depressed.
Me?
Sam Z says, Eric Ten Hag might end up like Ronald Koeman with Everton. He needs to find solutions and improve us quick. Injuries are no excuse for his performance. Eric Ten Hag is under pressure, right?
He is.
He's Manchester United manager, yeah? He's always going to be under pressure. And if he loses this game, which means he's lost 4, I think, is it the Premier League already?
Pressure,
including back-to-back home Premier League games against Brighton and Palace. He's under pressure, yeah?
So
Winning the
under
Carabao Cup last season doesn't get you out of jail for the next year. It doesn't, yeah? He is going to be under pressure. Now, I might not agree with that, and I might think he's the right man for the job, which I do, but this board are trigger happy. The fans will be a bit like, come on, bro, you've got to sort this out.
Yeah.
We've got to run a games here. We should be winning all of them. If after that Brighton game, you looked at the fixtures, you went, yeah, the next home game in the league we're going to lose, you'd have thought that's nowhere near good enough. So you've got to address these problems because can't keep defending it. I can't keep defending teams that have got less money than us,
less resources,
fewer top tier players getting results against us. We've just seen Brighton being battered 6-1 against Villa. This is a Brighton team that tore us apart for an hour.
Yeah. What is going on?
Like, let's have it right. They're not unbeatable.
No.
They've just been absolutely smashed. And they gave us a football lesson in that second half at Old Trafford. Again, Palace, the 10th for a reason. They're a beatable team.
Yep.
They're not world class. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've probably got 2 players that may be getting our team, if that, out of their lot. So why are we getting dominated? Why are they looking comfortable? If I'm a Palace player, you kept saying it, great defending, good defending. And I think there is a lot of good defending, but it's not like it's backs to the wall and last gas challenge. They're like relatively comfortable. If I'm a Palace defender, I'm probably enjoying this game.
Making it fucking easy for him, man.
I'm probably thinking, we know what, we're 1-0 up at Old Trafford.
And, hey, listen,
I can deal with this.
and Marcus Rashford, bro, simplify your game, please.
Yeah. Overthink things.
Why can he not
Simplify
see
your
this?
game.
Everyone
because
can see it. Why can he
it's
not?
getting jarring now, bro. Like, you've got 10 other men on the pitch. Use your teammates. Use your teammates, bro, because this whole thing of you getting the ball in the final third and it's head down, it's about me, I'm going to go score. I'm going to go running between 2 players, run through a player. It's not going to work, bro, and you're not going to elevate like that because it's one of those where you can pass the ball off and then you can score. You can get on the end of something later on in that same phase of play. Don't always feel like you've got to do something when you get it because, I want to like beat someone. I want to look good. I want to look pretty on the ball. I want to look like electrifying. Sometimes just play it simple, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I've seen open, blatant passes that he could give to people, and he's either not doing it or he's passing at the wrong times.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was always told like one of the major differences between the good and the elite, or the good and the world class, is the world class and elite players just make better decisions more often.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not always ability, it's not always talent. It's just, do you make the right decision?
Yeah, how to use your ability.
And Rashford, more often than not, doesn't. And that's going to hold him back.
No,
that's
I
going to hold
agree.
us back too.
And I agree. I agree with everything you've just said, to be honest with you. Lads, Joe, before you go, I want you to talk through, if you were to make any changes, what would they be, if any?
Well, that was what I was just going to flow through there, because obviously 1-0 at Old Trafford. Will Ten Hag look to make changes? We've got Maguire, Martial, Ericsson, Garnacho, Donny van der Beek, Johnny Evans, McTominay, Hannibal on the bench. I got a lot of people in the comments saying, let's get Hannibal on. You look at what he did at Palace midweek. Can that youngster bring a little bit of spark to that midfield? You just don't know if that was just his surroundings there on Tuesday, or could Hannibal become a really top first team player? Obviously he got the goal as well in our last game at Old Trafford. Would he want to work on that? Hannibal's a suggestion. Garnacho is one that you want as well. I sense the sort of, there's a lot of negative comments flying towards all attacking players really. I've seen it for Højlund, Rashford and Pellistri in the comments. I don't know if there's one particular player you think Garnacho should come on for, but a lot of viewers saying get Garnacho on. Ericsson as well could possibly come on to stable the midfield. He's always got that sort of eye pass that he can get through to Mount. Mount's all right. Mount's doing okay. I think a lot of people are sort of criticising him, but when you look at some of the top events, he's been up there for the most possession in the top third with Bruno, chances created as well, he's up there with Bruno, but he could just do with finding that pass a little bit quicker and better. And we're going to start, I think.
Yeah, we literally got Jay Motti who's gone for a little
toilet break.
But
Just me and Ronaldo. Have we ever done one just me and you, Ronaldo?
Second half's kicked off. We have done. But it was obviously not very memorable for you.
What game was it?
Do you know what I mean?
3 years ago, minimum.
Nah, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It was last season.
No way me and you've done
It was
one.
last season, bro.
Really? What was it, game?
It's alright, though. That's why I don't go on the radio when you ask me.
No, yeah, he never. Whenever I ask Ronaldo to come on the radio, he's always like pretending he's at the gym.
Do you know what I mean? Actually, everyone was always busy when you asked me.
Look at Roy Hodgson there. Whoa, what do you want me to do?
Ask me on a weekday at 6 o'clock when
Yeah.
I've just finished
I'll
work
get
and
you
I'm going
booked
to the
in.
gym. It's not the best time.
Here we go. If you actually could predict how this is going to go the second half, are we winning 2-1? Are we just going to see it out? Do you think we've got anything in us?
I think we've got too many decent good players to not
At least get a chance
always
where
be
we
in
can.
it. But
I'm watching this from the wildest angle I've ever seen in my life. Munchies are for you there, Jay. You take them on stream. Jay's
passing
back.
it in.
Kick off.
Amrabat in
Nice
the middle
little
again.
forward again.
Inverting. You chewing on?
Come on, Munchie.
Oh, yeah.
Something's got to cheer us up.
Yeah.
Chucking it down. Go.
Have a bit of sound, please, if possible. Thank you. Thanks for that, Joe.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers, Joe, mate.
Shout me if you need me.
Yeah, will do.
Joe McGrath. Joe McGrafter.
Oh, yeah. There's a sitcom if ever I've seen one. Hey, Joe and Statman. So no changes, I take it then, yeah?
No.
It doesn't surprise me. He doesn't usually do anything at half time, does he, old Eric Ten Hag?
Yeah, no subs.
I hope he's giving him a bit of rocket. I hope we can turn up with second half, because like we've been saying, Ronnie, our second half performances at times have been underwhelming and other times have been absolutely abysmal.
No. Best attacking player in the first half was obviously Mount started, and then it was Dalot towards the end to end it.
I just wonder whether he could. I don't know. Palestri's not been getting much joy. Whether he could bring on someone like a Hannibal and move Mount over to the right. I don't know. It's just
Could
too
be
early.
an option.
Yeah, I would like to see Hannibal come on the pitch.
I think it might. I don't think it's even that. I think it's got to be. It might be a bit of an Eriksen change because just a little bit more quality on the ball going forward.
That's not a bad
bit more incisive passing. It's not really working out for Palestri.
It's not, is it?
Palestri's showing that he's probably not as good when he starts as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he's quite. But my honest assessment on Palestri is I don't think he's a United caliber starting winger.
No. I think he's been not overrated. I think that's a bit harsh, but people have been calling for him a lot because even before Anthony was
syndrome of like whoever's.
Yeah, because Anthony's numbers aren't great and he can be frustrating. So people say give Palestri a go. Palestri can, you know what I mean?
He's obviously a bad footballer, isn't he?
Yeah. Then when Anthony wasn't available, then it's like, oh, Palestri's got to start. And you know, I've been guilty of that myself. I wanted to see Palestri start for some games, but so far it's not been that impressive.
Go on. Fucking Amrabat on the overlap. Pass it then. Pass it! The fuck?
Oh, bro. Just always that couple of seconds
Why didn't he want to
too
pass
long.
it?
I don't get it. And now look where we end up. It ends up with Onana.
Oh, that's
There's no urgency. There's no football intelligence sometimes.
the fine margins, man.
All right. Holding on to the ball too long now, Marcus Rashford. Oh, now I've got two balls on the pitch. Get on with it.
So carbon copy of this first half.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. It's shaping up to one of them days, isn't it? Go on, Palestra. Oh, he did the hard bit.
Square passes get cut out though, don't they? Pass it. I feel like every pass is like a second too late. Yeah, not getting past Gay like that is top quality. Get your hands off him, bro. Got away with
Get on with it then.
See, it's like that split second of him fumbling the
I
ball.
know,
You I mean?
it's like little things,
everything's a little
yeah,
bit
like you
slow.
say. Do you know what I mean? You just need to get that right, get that going again, and then oh, Marcus.
Jesus Christ. Football's easy for Eze, man. Looks like he's just at a canter.
I know,
Look
it's
at
mad that, innit?
Oh my god. Bruno got absolutely skint there, but he shot like he got back and he got his sack, which I respect.
Come on, man. Like, let us know in the chat in the comments what you want to see change. I presume you want to see something change, because you can't carry on like this. Garnacho on the left, it says Summits Vars.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good option. Garnacho on, says Samyog. Bandari. Get back on the pitch.
Go on. Stay in the box if you can. Hopeful cross.
Who else want it?
At least can we pen him in? Get ball boy. Fucking wake up.
Mate, I know it sounds trivial, right? But that happens all the time at Old Trafford when chasing the game.
Bro.
Right. Never would have
Ball
happened on
boys are half asleep there.
Jose Mourinho days. He'd have been right on that.
Is it not meant to be a multi-ball system anyway? They all have a like.
I thought so, yeah, but some of them just look like they're half asleep. To be fair, I think it's the football.
Look at me getting all urgent after 52 minutes. Wished he played like it.
Oh man, I can't carry on watching this. Come on.
You know, man. He's an eye-bleaching performance.
Isn't it? It's enough to make you go back on drugs. Glenn Sangster says, sorry Palestre isn't good enough. I'd like to see, I don't think you can definitely say that, but he's not really taking his chance so far, if we're being honest. I think we might need to see a bit more from him if he's got any chance of becoming a Manchester United starter. Right, just get on with it, man.
You know, man, says a lot, man. Our best players have been defenders. See Varane, the strong half. Lindelof is solid.
Gokul V says, wingers are poor. Why do we have a striker with no service? I do feel a little bit sorry for Rasmus Højlund.
He's like Højlund's held the ball up when it's been played into him. He's done it quite well, but pass. Do something.
Oh, just needed a touch.
Knuckleball cross. You know, ball always finds its way to Casemiro in the area, doesn't it?
It does, man.
I think at least we've been a little bit more vertical, a little bit more direct. He would have been offside as well.
Yeah, it would have been.
I think Varane was trying to pick out the two players behind him because we had a bit of an overload there, back post. We had Mount and Rashford spare.
Yeah. Three 0. Havertz. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Ethan's bet's on. Ethan had a bet with Joe that Havertz will score 16 Premier League goals. And he's laughing now because only another 15 to go.
Good day for us. Havertz gets his goal now.
Mate, it's just horrible, this, isn't it? This is just the worst day ever. All we need now is City to come back and the Scousers to battle at Spurs and it'll just complete the absolute misery.
Yeah. Fucking Liverpool Arsenal title race. Fucking
Doesn't get much worse than that, does it?
and obviously City.
Yeah.
But they're just automatic.
They don't count.
But the thing is, I'm almost numb to City winning titles. That's why I feel like it sounds weird. I'd rather... I don't know, man. We should all just lose. I always said out of the big teams, the best bet for me was Chelsea. Like, it was always like Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea, I could live it. I hate Chelsea, but not as much as I hate the
It
others.
was the best case scenario.
But they've just stopped winning things, haven't they? They're not even in it. They're not even in the mix anymore.
You even touch him?
Go on, Palestri.
Pass it.
Nice.
And I've blasted it through 10 players.
I knew, you know what? You knew he was going to do that. You knew he shouldn't have done it.
Oh! What save? Fuck.
Save, that's
Bruno.
better. Sam Johnston again, man. A little bit better from United. At least we're getting some shots off.
I thought that was Mount then. Back
Another
post.
corner.
At least we're showing a little bit more pressure.
Come on, man. We get a goal now. We can go on and win this.
Hoyland!
Oh!
Shit.
Of all the places, it was more or less straight at him. It was a good header, but...
I don't care if you don't score. Like, I see a lot to like about Hoyland.
Yeah, 100%. United having a little bit of pressure. You've got to make it count now. Go on, Palestri, skin him. I'll do another corner.
Just don't have enough burst to get half a yard, doesn't he?
Nah, he sort of stayed with him then, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't really lose him.
I think he telegraphed where he wanted to go. You know when you telegraph, you got to be like,
yeah.
got to be sharp.
Come on, Mason Mount. Look back with Onana, but at least we've got possession. Come on, keep going.
City still 1-0 down.
Yeah.
I've heard that there.
Bruno, that's terrible. We've kept it in for them. That's our ball.
One, get the ball. Urgency.
You think that's what I mean? It's all the same. It's the
Was that
same
what-
all the time. It's like you think we're winning.
That was our first shot on target, was it? Was it?
Nah,
actually?
because Hoyland had one cleared off the line.
Yeah, I mean, like saves.
All right.
That's why I don't. It's
There we
1-1.
go. City have equalised. Great news.
Who scored?
Probably that
I'll say
cyborg.
early on. Alvarez. Oh, Alvarez is suddenly turned into a fucking. I don't know what happens to players. A ball! A ball!
That ball!
Fucking a ball! Alvarez has suddenly turned into fucking one of the world's best number 10s out of nowhere, having been a striker. Don't know what happens to City's fucking robot system out for Pep. Handball! Fucking stops it going through.
Mate, what are you on about? How's that not handball?
It's not gonna get because he's not looking. It's not gonna get given. It's because it's like hit him and he's not even looking. It's just not gonna get given.
That's awful. That.
City are so annoying if it just ends 3-1 because it's like whenever they go 1-0 down early in the game to anyone, just like
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
We used to do the same,
that's
bro.
like,
Honestly, you watch United so many times when you just go 1-0 down. You wouldn't even be bothered. You just be like, I remember West Ham went.
I'm getting slightly.
I remember West Ham
emotional
went
now
1-0 up against us once, and we beat him 7-1. It was that kind of thing.
Yeah,
We wouldn't just beat teams. We battered them.
Don't you miss like what used to be like United in the last 20 minutes when we needed a winner or needed an equaliser, and it just felt like we were just rampaging, attack after attack, the crowd win it, and we'd get so many like goals in the last 5 minutes of the stoppage time or in Fergie time.
It's a good save, but it's one he's got to make. And again, it gets a lot on the header, but he's got to save that. Palestri off. Is that Garnacho on, I presume? Is that going to be Marcus? Is he going to go straight swap, or is he going to put Marcus on the right?
Probably put Marcus on the right.
Yeah, I think he might do, you know.
Can't be much worse than he's been on the left.
No, he's been woeful.
Gives the ball away.
Yeah, he spoke too soon. Oh, come on, man. Wake up now. Give him the ball. Jesus Christ.
Will Hughes, you know. I remember when Will... I remember, bro, when Will Hughes...
you know.
He's a 17-year-old at Derby, and he was next to be like the next fucking big thing for England.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that hype.
Like, he was 17, so you're going to think he's been around for ages. He's probably still only going to be like 27 now or 26.
Yeah.
But he feels like he's been around longer.
Was
you know when
like,
players start...
Is he like a wonder kid?
Yeah. It's like Sterling. Sterling's like fucking 27 or 28.
Like, I can't believe that. I thought Sterling... Me and Joe was arguing about this for a week, and I was like, Sterling's like 31. It's like, nah, he's 27. I'm like, what? He's not even really at his peak. He's been around for so long, Sterling.
That's what happens when you start. Because he's playing for...
It's a pass back, that.
He was playing for Liverpool first team, 17.
Yeah, that's it. Do you remember that season where Gerrard cost him the league? Yeah. He was in there, wasn't he?
Yeah. Because he was at the academy when I was there, and he was a 16-year-old playing for the reserves.
All right, okay.
Sterling, and like...
Because he came from QPR, didn't he? As a kid.
When he was at QPR, Sterling, he was like 14.
Yeah.
Playing for the reserves at QPR.
Yeah.
So he was like... And then he got a move to Liverpool, and then he was like 16, playing like in the 21s. Like, being their best player with like...
It's mad, man.
I remember that team had like, Connor Cody, all sorts.
It's mad when you look at some of them academy teams. Like, the teams that have won like the FAU Cup or final or like whatever. Like, some of them have players that at the time everyone thought like, oh, this guy is going to be like...
Yeah, there were players back then. There was like a striker back then that was like banging in 2 goals a game. Everyone thought it was the next big thing. And I think he fucking plays like in the Welsh second division now.
That's what I mean.
Just never noticed.
I know it's not the same because he actually did have a decent career, but do you remember Connor Wickham?
Yeah.
Like,
Connor Wickham.
Yeah, he was like 16.
Fuck.
No.
Bloody hell.
I knew I was going to banter Will Hughes, and if he banged that in.
I know. Do you know when that fell to him then?
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
I was 100% certain he was going to score. What is that? What was that?
No, man.
Oh, mate, this every time, right? I think it can't get any worse. It does. Just getting bullied there. Getting bullied. Thankfully, he's hit it more or less straight at an arm.
Someone's probably tweeting, De Gea would have caught that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maguire stretching off for his bench appearance. Oh my God. That was close, that.
That was close.
Schlupp got a little flick on it and it just went past the post then. Do you know what I don't get? It might just be me. You know when players stay down?
Yeah.
To be fair, they can be generally hurt, but like, if I ever get tackled or I'm in a challenge and I'm in pain and I go down, I can't wait to get up. You know what it is? But it's not, and I don't get when players stay down. I have this feeling of, I don't want it to look like to this guy that he's hurt me.
Yeah.
So it's like an ego pride thing. So if someone challenges me, and my ankle could be in severe pain, I want to get up because I'm thinking, I don't want this guy thinking he's hurt me. Don't have players.
Do you know who's the worst for that? That's a blatant foul.
That's a blatant foul by Amrabat.
If we score from that, that'll get pulled back for a foul.
Yeah.
Do you know who's the worst for that? For getting up straight away if anyone went through him. Cantona.
Oh, yeah, he probably.
Cantona used to get kicked all over the gaff, and he would always jump straight up, and then usually kick back or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was never one for rolling around, you know, like hurt.
Yeah.
And he used to have some nasty challenges on him, but he was nails. I can honestly see Palace getting a second. I'm sorry to say. Sorry to say again, it's Miser.
Say that, brother.
Yeah, loads of people saying De Gea would have caught it after what you said. Luton 3, Everton 1. I'm getting Louis Van Gaal vibes with his notepad from
Luton being in the Premier League is what makes the English football pyramid in English football so great, because Luton as a town having a Premier League football club is amazing, because it is probably the worst city or worst town
in the world,
in England, or maybe the world.
Yeah.
I heard apparently every year it's always like in the top 2 or something for like worst city.
EDL and all that lot from there, aren't they?
And it's
the
like
English Defence League.
It's pretty much
a bit of that.
It's pretty much like I don't know.
Right. Half of Arsenal fan TV, all them lot from there.
Yeah,
which says it all. It's not.
2-1 Wolves.
Wolves 2-1. Do you know what that means? Scousers going to win the league.
Yeah.
It's still 2-1 Luton.
Oh, it's still 2-1 Luton. Yeah, someone's chatting.
So
rubbish.
make sure you're correct about the Wolves score.
Yeah, that's correct.
No,
who scored?
Wolves.
No.
One huge.
Okay.
Who scored for City? Was it Alvarez?
Alvarez.
Mate, I'm had the worst fantasy football week you can possibly have.
I still think that's going to be because I took Alvarez out as well. I think it's going to be. I predict that City game is going to be a draw though.
I think they'll win.
Who City?
Yeah.
Nah.
Wolves are
I think they're just not the same.
Wolves are shocking.
They're not that bad to be fair.
Mate.
But I think they're not the same team without. I think City aren't the same team without Rodri. Oh fuck. Get this, yeah. Oh. Has he blew the whistle because of injury there?
Well, I don't know what he's done. What's it for? Oh yeah, injury on Sam Johnson. Johnson's alright. He got up. I hate when he gets to like 70 minutes. I do. It's just like feels like it's all over. I'm not. You know what? I can't even be buzzing that Wolves are winning against City. I genuinely couldn't. I'm like, so what?
Because
that's what. If anything, that hurts us because that's another mid-table team getting points.
That's what I want to do now. Like I want to look at the table stand now.
Where are we? At 10th.
Yeah, 10th, mate. Like if City lose and Arsenal win, it's fucking. They're still 1 point behind City, but they play City next week. So it's a big early season. Because I don't know, the season's it's too early in this. I think it's personally too early in the season to even be looking at stuff like top 4. And what did Fergie used to say? Don't look at the table till November.
Yeah.
Because it just takes. You seen it last season.
That's better.
Seen it last season with Arsenal.
Oh, come on, man.
So last season with Arsenal being top, it's like and having like 6 points ahead, 5 points ahead. It just takes 1 or 2 dodgy results at any point in the season.
Yeah.
And that's it. Fuck's sake. Okay, no. You know what's annoying though? I think every time City will lose a game in the Premier League, don't they usually follow it with a 10-game win streak or something?
21-game win streak or something stupid.
I think that's every time they lose in the Premier League, they do that. Go on. It's a great chance.
Mount's got to do better there.
Delo has been our best winger. He's had like 3-1 and 1v1s, completed them all, but his crosses haven't been good. But this time it's been decent.
Yeah, he's got to do better there for me. This is so bad. Hit the like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes, people. You might not like the result, you might not like the football, you might not like anything about this game, but you can like this video. Just poor, innit? Poor from United. Again, 1-0 down at home to Crystal Palace, coming off the back of a decent performance against them in the Carabao Cup and a decent performance-ish against Burnley. But for the second successive home Premier League game, it's like we're ready for a defeat unless we get a grip of this.
Yep.
Still 20 minutes plus stoppage time, which could be 30 minutes the way things have been going in stoppage time this season, I should say.
It was set up that Hwang Hee-chan could score the winner for Wolves because Pep referred to him as the Korean guy in the press conference.
Jesus Christ. Really?
Because he couldn't remember his name. It's not like bad, it's not the worst, you just don't know his name, but do you know what I mean? But it's just funny.
How does he give a goal kick there? Surely that was a corner.
Refs mailed it in, mate.
What Nicholas Walker says, obviously wants to win both, but would you rather we lost in a League Cup over losing today? I don't know.
Yes. I don't know, man. I actually don't know.
I don't.
I'd rather...
We should be winning both.
I don't want to do the whole, would you rather lose this game or that game? It's hard to answer that as a fan. I'd just rather not lose, personally.
Come on, Marcus. Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell, man. He had a stinker for majority of the game, Rashford, and now he's anonymous. He's just not really getting on it at all.
I know. He's gone from giving it away to just not doing anything. Which doesn't help him or us.
I'm not going to lie to you. He's not the only one.
No. What's going on here?
Oh, man. Again, passing the ball back aimlessly in their own half. I think Garnacho's been brightish since he's come on.
Oh.
I'm just trying to jump up saying that we scored.
Close
Fucking
there.
flashed across the box and
Aye.
one could tap it in. Some good last ditch defending from Palace when they've had to. If we can pick up the tempo now, we've got a corner from Bruno now. Just a little bit behind.
Yeah, we are a little bit behind there now, I think.
Yeah, I can see.
Might have to update the timer a little bit. Oh! That could have fell anywhere.
Been bright, Garnacho. He's so much. Why is Garnacho so much better when he comes off the bench?
I know, a million times better.
Weird, man.
Oh, come on, man.
Asking a lot to score there.
I know. As soon as he saw that touch, you could see he's getting closed down. Just lay it off.
He touched that. Oh, he cleverly left it.
Yeah, we might be a little bit behind. You can see the time there. We're on 74 minutes basically. United are running out of time here. We've had a couple of chances, but nothing like a sitter. Do you know what I mean? It's been like half chances really, and that could have gone anywhere. It comes off two of them as well. Maybe if he doesn't get that touch at the back post, Marcus is waiting there.
Nothing to suggest we're going to score.
Newcastle are beating Burnley 2-0. Isaac with a goal. Great news.
Every player that I've taken out of fantasy scored this week.
Yeah.
I think I've taken
I've
a
had
sack.
the
I
worst
think I
fantasy.
might have
I think the worst fantasy week I've ever had.
No, I still have No, I don't have Isak.
Just need to start stacking my team with players from the opposition.
It's just that Trippier's got an assist in it, which helps. But United.
I know, United, man.
They love making you Saturday amazing.
Mate.
Double change on
Double change, good. It's just so deflating, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Can we get on there? Got so many players back. Okay, now lunging there. Gives them a chance to slow it down now as well.
I know.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, it's a painful one though. Got Martial and Ericsson coming on.
Mount
off.
Rashford
off.
It's been a bad game for Marcus Rashford.
Martial, do something, please. Can jog off then, man. Strolling off.
I know, man.
The fuck. So I wonder where we're setting up now. I'm guessing it'll be Martial on the right.
Yeah. Or Messi moves Garnacho onto the right. And Martial on the left.
Yeah, it looks to me that's what he's done. Which is surprising to me. I think Canacho was getting a little bit of joy against Ward. Got Amrabat down now.
This is just the worst day ever. Like, legit.
It's going to get worse. Where are you watching Spurs?
I don't know, you know.
You going home?
I might do, yeah. Got to still stay behind and do a couple of bits early, wait for Andy and that.
Yeah.
Andy say he'll be here after the game. Get his reaction. I'm sure he's got a few things to say.
Yeah.
What are you doing staying here?
Not sure. I feel like I'd ideally want to watch it somewhere out, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just go home.
Jay Frasconi says, I cannot remember the last time a team did this little to beat us.
It's actually true.
Yeah.
Palace have come here and done just as much as you've done in the week. You've just done significantly less because we can't put back-to-back performances together. And everyone's looking at the Palace game where we had a lot of changes and we played really well. And I thought that would kind of bleed into this game. But even the game before that, when we won 1-0 against Burnley, we were shite, if I'm being honest. We made Burnley look like fucking Barcelona in the first half. And it's showing that we actually aren't really showing a huge improvement in performance at all.
Oh my God, it actually gets worse.
Amrabat could have just got rid of that. Wanting to be a bit too cute there. The game's just gone forward a little bit.
What we on there? Yeah, you might well do the timer again, bro.
Yeah, I was like, yo, time warp.
You might, yeah.
Inception.
On that timer, we're actually on 82nd minute here now.
That was so trippy though. It was. I was like, what? Where's Alexi when you need him?
Oh no.
Pushing her back. Should have dove there.
This is untenable.
Most of the time, your best bet for me, 12.
Oh no.
No, the things on there.
Oh, is it?
The put like. Oh, fuck. Such. Just fucking being put to sleep by United.
Tina Telefson Toka says this group of players do not play for their manager anymore, and if we have owners like the Glazers, we are not winning titles anymore. I couldn't agree more. mate. It's actually depressing. Thomas Middlehurst says Harry Maguire coming on to save the day.
Fucking Jesus wept.
I know. Just poor from United. Ericsson on the ball now, trying to get it going again. Højlund in it.
Højlund!
Penalty!
Nah, I think he just lost his balance.
Not having that. No.
That was a chance that for Højlund. I think he was too focused on fighting with him.
Bruno now on the right hand side, trying to work something.
What a pass.
Martial. Casemiro. Oh, it's wide, man. It's
Why is he not
wide.
past the
well
ball to
wide.
Kadacho and overlap?
Well, better options there. Myram says Harry Maguire. Is that true then? Harry Maguire coming on? This just gets worse, this.
Just doesn't get there. Why is he not using Garnacho on the fucking overlap?
Actually can't cope. This is a fucking nightmare. No, it just falls over Højlund. I thought
it just falls
at
over.
the
It's
time
not
it
foul.
might be a penalty, but it's not. Tom McCartney says, what does... You found that?
Sometimes I feel like because it's late in the game.
Yeah. Lindelof off. Season is a write-off, says Freddy Krueger. I don't think you're wrong, bro. Jason Wise says this is depressing.
Soul crushing. Just thinking, because it's not even like we're far off our strongest 11, man. I know we've got loads of
enough. There was enough quality
injuries,
there.
but there's enough there.
Oh, fuck off.
Stand on the pitch,
Seriously.
bro. Standing off
Absolutely
the pitch to receive
brainless, Bruno. Donny van der Beek and Harry Maguire coming on.
You know, man, we need a fucking Maguire header.
I mean, you may as well just stick anyone on now.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where does it even matter? Do you know what I mean?
Van der Beek don't even know what he's doing or where is he going.
He's not done the thing, has he? I don't think he's done the boards to take off Lindelof. Is it taking off Lindelof and bringing on Van der Beek? Umar Akbal says Maguire only scores own goals for United.
Are we like, are the comments ahead of us?
No, not really. Looks like it's pretty similar.
Yeah, I think feels like I've seen that already. I'm in a constant time warp here.
I know, it's just untenable.
I don't know
This. Honestly,
yeah.
it's not even funny. It's just a fucking joke.
Yeah. Højlund again. I think Bruno's on the right now. Thing is, who have we got now that can just grab the game by the scruff of the neck and be like, there's 5 minutes left. We have quite a bit of stoppage time, most likely. Can we nick it?
I know.
Can we nick a goal back? I think the chance of winning the game is gone. It's like a couple minutes behind then because everyone already knows what time we've got added on.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
This is a nightmare, just a shit day all round.
And the games are only getting harder as well for United after this.
I know. We're probably a little bit behind you guys. We're on like 88th minute here. This is why I'm a bit reluctant to go too far ahead in the chat. I think a few people have already said added time, and we're nowhere near that. We're on like the 89th minute now. Just had major dramas with our connection. Danny Lacino, sorry bro, wish I had something to say to cheer you up. Just gets worse. Honestly, after the Brighton game I thought it can't get any worse, and this is actually feels like it's even worse. This is a team we've just beaten 3 days ago. I know it's not the same 11, but still. Oh my God.
This is a painful performance.
This is fucking painful. It's just completely untenable.
What's everyone else doing with the rest of the weekend then, after this?
Andy McKinney says, sack Eric tonight and get De Zerbi. Had enough of this. De Zerbi's just lost 6-1, bro. He's not the answer.
I don't know, man. Like, it's tough to find a manager.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Who can get these players playing? De Zerbi would come in and no one would listen to him because they're all just lazy muppets. It's just embarrassing, man. Every week, it's just get more and more embarrassing. And we've gone from a team that was mint at home and awful away to a team that's awful at home and awful away. So we go away and we get beat if it's a decent team. And if we play anyone at home, we get beat.
Yeah.
And this is what we're up against.
Watch the whole 4 minutes being here.
Don't deserve anything from this game. Keep going, Hoyland, son.
Go on. Who's getting it? Go on. Go on. Off. Handball. Great play there, man, from Hoyland. See the way he nicked it round.
Oh, man, this is a joke, this.
See, he nicked it round Will Hughes and then blasted
Seriously?
through. We'll see it again now.
It's completely untenable.
Got Hoyland. Whoops. Oh, fuck.
What?
Yeah, do you know what, man? It's the end. Fucking
I
hell.
think we're a bit behind. Just trying to sort of get up to speed with everyone here. Sorry, apologies for this because I know it's live. You're watching this is like. Oh yeah, I think that's it. I think we're a little behind you, and I think from what I gather, that's the one Palace fan that I follow who's just saying he loves his football club.
Fuck, man.
Is it done? Is that full time?
Full
Sorry,
time,
yeah. We're
1-0.
sorry, guys. We've just been massively behind there, and everything. The internet's crashed out on us, and yeah, just a joke. Game over. Everyone in the comments saying game over. Embarrassing. G Love says give us Andy Tate. You will see Andy Tate shortly. Roy Hodgson just done tonight. It's embarrassing. Saying Ross Murphy. Yeah, Steve Austin sums it up perfectly. Strip Bruno, the captaincy, says be reals. Glory Man United, says Seth Gleeson. Renato Tallo says at least City lost. I can't even take any pleasure from City losing. Mr. SS says Bruno and Rashford out. I think so many players. Bruno and Rashford were terrible, by the way, but I'm not even going to just single them out as the only ones, because other than maybe Højlund and Amrabat for a bit, I thought they were all poor. Yeah, I mean, just woeful all round, really. We're gonna do a review in a minute. Yeah. So stick around. This stream will take you to the review, and we'll go through it all. We'll go pick the bones from that, because it's just been a woeful day, man. It's just
Fucking stress.
honestly, can't keep watching this garbage. And I'm telling you now, right? Carries on. Erik ten Hag will not see Christmas. He won't. Can't keep losing football matches. You've got to be United manager. I'm not saying he should be sacked, but he's lost what? What has he lost now? 5 already this season. Is it 5?
Yeah, 5. 4 or 5, whatever.
What?
4 at home. There needs to be an improvement.
He's lost 4. He's lost 4 at home.
Nah, 4 overall, sorry.
He's lost 4 overall.
4 defeats, 3 wins.
I thought we lost more than that, because we've lost to Bayern Munich. We lost to
Losing
Brighton. We
4.
lost to Crystal. Tell you what, guys, you shit up with the stats. Okay, now.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've lost. How many have we lost there now? Right, let's work this out, because I'm getting confused.
1.
Right, Spurs, Arsenal,
Bayern.
Bayern, Brighton, Palace. That's 5, isn't it?
5.
Yeah.
Lost 5 games. Yeah, 4 in the league and obviously 1 in the Champions League. Back-to-back defeats at home in the league to the likes of Crystal Palace and Brighton as well. Not teams that... Well, you shouldn't be losing to any team at home, but certainly not to Crystal Palace and Brighton. No disrespect to them teams, but let's be real about it. Your away form's woeful. Your home form is woeful. The football is terrible. I mean, what are we getting right at the minute? Rashford was awful today. Bruno was awful. I thought Casemiro was terrible as well. We've spent 70 million quid on one of the best midfielders in the world so he can help us play well in the Carabao Cup. Like, what's going on there? It's not good enough. It's not good enough at all. Joe, get your thoughts before we wrap up and go to the live review.
I just think the one thing that really helped Ten Hag last year was that Old Trafford became a fortress again. Teams would come to us, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. We'd just beat them, and we'd know we'd beat them because there was something about it. We created this special sort of environment, and I thought that was going to be exactly the same this year, and then our away form would be sorted.
Yeah.
But now we have lost 2 at home, 2 away, and we're 7 games in. This isn't doable. I don't know how we can sustain this. And I just hate the fact that Old Trafford has gone back to its ways of being a place where teams can come and beat us. I loved it last year. I loved it under Fergie when no one would come to Old Trafford and win. And if they did, it was a huge shock. Now we're at a stage where Brighton have done it, Palace have done it. Someone said in the comments, I think you read the comment out, I think it might be Ronaldo. He said, I've never seen a team do as little as these guys have. But yeah, I've got the win over United.
That's a great point. Someone did say it in the chat, and they were right, because it's not like Palace were
dominating
or even up for it that much. It was like a friendly to him. They got the early goal, and they just did what they needed to do. And like, I don't even think they rode the luck.
What's happening though? Like, what is happening?
I think there's a lot of things going on. I think your players that played well and the players that you rely on last season, the likes of Marcus Rashford, to a lesser degree, Casemiro and Bruno, just aren't turning up this season at all. I think they've all been poor.
It just all comes down to mentality, and I just look at a team that too many underperformers.
Yeah,
and we don't even have anyone that does a 7, 8 out of 10 every week anymore.
No.
Like Martinez used to be that person. He's not doing it. Just got a team full of highly paid, underperforming, underwhelming players who look disjointed, not together. It's not really there's not really a culture there. Everyone seems to be doing their own thing. No one's unified. seems to be a growing disconnect between the manager and the players. There's even more of a disconnect between the board and the owners and the actual team. It's just a football club in a mess.
What? Yeah.
A football club in a mess. Well said, Ronaldo. We're going to be back in a minute. Joe, thanks as always for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming. I know it wasn't enjoyable to watch, but we appreciate you getting involved.
Fuming.
Stick around. We'll be back with a review. Myself and Ronaldo. We'll go through it, and we'll just give you a bit of a roundup of that game, that performance, that shambles.